5,280 feet. It's not just the altitude around here. It's a way of life. We don't just live in the thin air. We embrace it. When it gets harder for others to breathe, we keep pushing.
I think they have the perfect mix of youth between their coach and some of their defensive and offensive players and solid veterans.
There's a new wind blowing through the Rockies that has awakened an entire country. Can you feel it? It's powerful. It's relentless. You won't want to stand in its way.
We'll get it done tonight, ladies. Let's go. Every win matters. Every one of them matters. Let's go. Hey, you don't earn respect in this league. You can take it.
The storm is coming. Let's ride.
Muted there. There we go. As we come into you live here for game one of the 63rd season of Denver Broncos football here on the MHRT network. Thank you guys so much for joining in. I got it, Avatar. Thank you so much for it. We're going to be bringing you here play by play. The Broncos come on the road here to Seattle, Washington to face the visiting they are the visiting Broncos facing the home Seattle Seahawks here in Seattle, Washington, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready for the kick of this game. I'm going to bring up our scoreboard here. The Broncos have elected to kick here, and we will get going here. Brandon McManus with the ball on the tee, and we are ready here for Denver Broncos football, everybody. Ball's up in the air, and here we go. Kick sailing high will settle to the end zone. They'll bring it from the goal line down to the 15, down to the 20, down to the 25. Be tackled around down to the 30. It would be DJ Dallas there as he brings it out, and the Seahawks will start with it here. And Geno Smith now the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Rich, what's going on, Richie Rich? Thank you guys so much for tuning in here. Geno Smith now the quarterback for the Seahawks here as they come out. The Seahawks in their home green, they call it power green chartreuse jerseys here. The Broncos in their road whites, green pants, green jerseys for the Seahawks, white pants, white jerseys for the Broncos. 1st and 10 now here from their own 30-yard line. Here's set here is Smith here. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Snap the pitch now to Petty. He'll barely get a gain there as he gets back to the line of scrimmage there for the Seahawks. No startings there for anybody. Broncos coming here, first game of the season here in Seattle. We're looking forward here as we break huddle here. No gain, still their own 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10. Seahawks with the ball now. Smith in the gun with one back set over to the right as he motions out to the left is Penny. Snap now. Smith looking over to the right will get there. It'll be complete to DK Metcalf there for the Seahawks. It'll be about a gain of 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and 3 here for the Seahawks. 3rd down now. Thank you very much, Avatar. I appreciate it. Here we go now. It'll be 3rd and 3 here for the Seahawks from their own 38-yard line. Smith in the gun, 2 wide receivers on each side of him, 1 back to the right, as now he's motioning for possibly an audible snap now. Smith looking over to the left side, looking over to the right. He'll throw over to the center. It'll be complete by Tyler Lockett and be downed right about at the 45-yard line in Denver. It'll be a first down for Seattle. Broncos were bringing 4 on that with the rush. Little pressure in the pocket. Almost got to him as Gregory there, as Smith was hit as he threw the ball over to the left center side there. Nonetheless, complete to Tyler Lockett. It'll be 1st and 10 Seattle. In the gun now with a 3-back set around him is Smith here. Snap now. It'll be a false start here on the offense here. I'll run the clock down to where it's at. Really, it'll be 13:01. The false start there for the Seahawks. It'll move him back 5 yards, right exactly to midfield. Here for the Seahawks tonight, they'll break huddle. Will be 1st and 15 from the exact 50-yard line. I'm sorry, from their own 48 now. Smith again with that 3-back set. Now the snap. Smith looking over to his right, will throw. It'll be complete over to Metcalf again for another gain of about 9 yards. It'll be 2nd down. We gain a 10 there. It'll be 2nd down and about 4 or 5 for the Seahawks. Smith there with a nice out route to Metcalf, though, as Patrick Surtain, the second, was there on the tackle for the Broncos. 2nd and about 5 or 6 for the Seahawks. Snap now. It'll be handed off as Penny gets it up to the left side, and we'll get a gain for about 3 or 4 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 3 for the Seahawks. 12:04 and counting is the actual time here. 3rd and 2. Broncos' Randy Gregory is active tonight. Also, KJ Hamler playing as well, but we still have yet to see an offensive possession from the Broncos. 3rd and 2 here. Smith in the gun with the back to his right. Two receivers out to his right, 1 to his left here with the 2 tight end set. Snap now. Smith looking over to his right. Look at blitz coming. Scrambles out of the pocket. Steps up, throws. It'll be complete. Wide open to go 10-5. Touchdown Seahawks. It was Will Dissey, the tight end there, 38-yard reception, and the Seahawks go up 6-0 as the focus pressure was on Smith there in the shotgun pocket. It collapsed on him immediately as Smith stepped up and found a open Dissey down the sideline. The Seahawks do take it in. Now on for the extra point here. 6 plays, 70 yards, 3 minutes, 34 seconds. Snap down. Kick is up. It is good for the extra point, and now it is 7-0. 7-0 here, 11:26 left here in the first quarter. You're listening to the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks right here on the MHRT Network.
Whether it's true, all the things you said you couldn't do, not in the
Welcome back in, everybody. First quarter here, 7-0 Seahawks on a 3-play, 70-yard drive here. Overall for the Broncos here versus the Seattle Seahawks all-time, the Broncos lead the series at 35-21-0 all-time versus the Seahawks here. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now kick it off. The Seahawks will kick it off to the Broncos here. Ball is on the tee. Here as Will Dissey with the opening touchdown reception here for the Seahawks. Ball on the tee. Myers will walk up and just boot it deep. Ball still high in the air. Will go to the end zone. It'll be received. Washington now to the 5, 10. Going to be stopped and brought down there right about at the 9-yard line, as the Broncos don't gain much and are in very, very bad field position. Now onto the field comes Russell Wilson. Not the ideal start. Absolutely D-Rock. Russell Wilson coming back to his old home here in Seattle, and he walks out to an array of boos from the 12s. It'll be 1st and 10, Denver, now from their own 9-yard line. Wilson coming up to the snap here with Javonte Williams, single back set here with the 2 tight ends. Snap now. Wilson looks over, will be thrown, and it'll be up and out of the hands, incomplete, of Andrew Beck. It'll be 2nd and 10 here, 11-18 officially. 2nd and 10 for the Broncos. Not an ideal start here. They'll break huddle as they come out here. Wilson coming to the line, single back or eye back set here. 1 wide receiver on each side, 2 tight end. Wilson now with the full back in motion. Now with the snap, rolls over to his left, will hit Beck. It'll get out to the 20, now to the 25, over to the 30. It'll be about a 20-yard gain as he rolls out of bounds. That will be, ladies and gentlemen, a Denver Broncos
first down.
Nice rollout and play there for the Broncos as he hit Beck on a play-action boot rollout flat over to the right side. So now it'll be 1st and 10 here after about nearly a 20-yard gain for the Broncos. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Break huddle here with an I formation set here. Wilson comes to the line, 2 wide receivers on each side of him. Here now. Snap. Now is a pitch over to Williams as he sweeps out to the right. Now we're to the 40. We'll get out to about the 45-yard line. It'll be another first down and a gain of 10 for the Broncos. Another
first down.
Broncos mixing it up here really early on. 2 back-to-back I formations, and it leads to about a total gain of about 60 yards here as they come out of their own end. So now it'll be 1st and 10 here. It'll be 2nd and 1. Billy Turner not playing tonight. As we go now. Wilson at the line with Javonte Williams, a single back set. Trips right. Snap now. Wilson fakes off, looks over to his right, throws up over the top. It'll be caught by Beck right about at the 40-yard line. It'll be a nice reception there, and it'll be another Denver Broncos first
down.
Great reception by Beck. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Here as we go, 1st and 10 now from the Seattle 28-yard line. Russell Wilson coming to the line with a trip set to the left, 1 single back. Snap now. We'll hand it off to Williams as he sweeps right out to the corner. Now to the 25, over to the 20. Will be knocked out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. I'll run the clock down to catch it up as it is officially at 8:58. And that'll be another Denver Broncos first
down.
Nice balance of attack here for the Broncos early on as they're now down within the red zone. 1st and 10 here. Wilson at the line, to the left of him as Judy goes in motion. Now the snap, fake, rolls out to his left, looking for Beck, scrambling. He's getting pressured hard, scrambles back out to the right, steps back, throws it. It'll be incomplete, broken up right about at the 5 as Adams breaks up the pass for the Seahawks. It'll now be 2nd and 10 as an incompletion happens. I'll run the clock till it catches it up here. We'll stop it here and fix it. 8:25 is the correct time. Wilson heavily pressured as he was looking for Javonte Williams for that completion. Didn't end up happening. So it'll be 2nd and 10 here from the 18-yard line. Broncos will break huddle, walk up to the line here. Now Wilson here with a trip set to the left. Hamler in motion. Snap now, and there'll be a whistle with flags. There'll be a false start on the Broncos. It'll move them back 5 yards. Unbelievable. So now that'll back the Broncos up to back about the 23-yard line, I believe, of their own. 2nd and 15 will be the down. Obviously, the 12s all very, very extremely loud here for the Seahawks as they're bringing the pressure from their own 23-yard line. Wilson with 2 wide receivers out to the left. Hamler in motion. Snap now. Hand off to Williams. He'll go up to we'll hand up to Melvin Gordon as he'll cut up the middle for about a gain of 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and probably about 10 for the Broncos. This was the point that we saw the Broncos struggle in last year, was the red zone offense, and they seem to be struggling a little bit with a few penalties shooting themselves in the foot here. 3rd and 10 for the Broncos. Wilson with breaking huddle will come to the line of gun formation. 2 wide receivers out to his left, 2 to the right, with Melvin Gordon being one of them. Now from their own 18-yard line. Snap now. Wilson looking over to his left, looking, scrambling. Will hit Melvin Gordon over the middle, but it'll be falling just short, and it'll fall short here. It'll be 4th down. Now the question becomes, if you're Nathaniel Hackett, do you go for it? Do you kick a field goal? That is the real question. Now Brandon McManus in the field goal unit will come on here for a try. McManus on for the try here for the left hash mark, who will kick it from the 20-yard line. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. It'll put Denver on the board here. It'll be 7-3 here with 6:57 left here in the first quarter. You're listening to the Denver Broncos on the MHRT network.
Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up. Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Link up and out, ego, I'm a taker. Shaker, yeah, she was a ball shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Sounding like a rose when we came out there. We settled facts like Da Vinci. I'm breaking bones to breaking backs. Come on, get your ass up if you slipping. Get another smile like it was the last Christmas. Hey. the place up. Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego, I'm a taker, shaker. Yeah, she was a born shaker, she shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Sounding like the rose when we came out there, we settled facts like the Vinci. I'm breaking codes, I'm breaking backs. Come on, get your ass up if you're slipping. With another smile like it was the last Christmas. Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. As we're coming back a little bit late here. Incomplete over the middle here, and now as we get a flag here with 6:40 left in the first quarter. Still 7-3 here as the Seahawks now have the ball. So it's going to be pass interference on Ronald Darby. There for the Broncos. It'll give the Seahawks a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the ball. Broncos only managed to squeeze out a field goal on their opening drive here, as now it is 1st and 10 from the Seahawk own 43-yard line. Snap now, Smith looking over to the center, hits their Noah Fant for a 10-yard gain. That'll be a Seahawks first down. Flag now down on the play. Run it down to where it's 6:31 left here. So now the referee is gathering, and they will decide what is going on here with the penalty. It's going to be unnecessary roughness there on the Broncos. Kareem Jackson, another 15-yard penalty that will tack on from the end of the play there. It'll be now again, it's about a helmet-to-helmet hit. It looked like Kareem came across right as Noah Fant was coming down at the end of his run. Nonetheless, a 15-yard gain here. First down now here. Now with the snap, Smith will hand it off. It will sweep it off to the right for Homer, but it'll only gain maybe a yard, if that. 6:09 and counting. Let's check into the comment section here real quick. Broncos breakdown. I hope Mr. Boggins is having fun at the game. Absolutely, Avatar. I do too. What's up, Bronco Bill? Bronco Bill in the house. D-Rock in the house. Richie Rich, thank you guys very much for tuning in here. 5:50 and counting is the actual. Here now, it'll be 2nd and 9. Geno Smith tonight, 5 for 5, 85 yards and a TD from the Broncos 29-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9. Geno Smith at the line here with a single back set. Now with the snap here, Smith will hand it off to Penny. He'll roll up to the left. He'll cut down to the 20 and will be brought down almost at about the 18 or 19-yard line. It'll be another Seahawks first down. 15-yard run. It brings the Seahawks closer in to the red zone. Broncos are having a tough time against the run. Seahawks with a whole bunch of disguising schemes to attack the Broncos with the run. And so far has been pretty successful now. First and 10 from the Bronco 16-yard line here. Trip set to the left, one single back is Smith in the line. Now going motion now with the snap. Here comes Penny up the left side. It'll be stopped for about a gain of 3 or 4. With Rashad Penny at running back. Now counting here. Singleton is killing me right now, says Mundungus Creevy. He's definitely killing the Broncos. Yes, absolutely. 2nd and 6 now here. It'll be from about the Bronco 12-yard line. Smith in the gun with 3 wide receivers out to his right. Snap now. Smith looking over to the right. He'll hit Penny out on the flat behind the line of scrimmage. He'll come out to the 10 and tackled about the 8-yard line. It'll be about a gain of about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3 or 4 here for the Seahawks. 3:54 and counting here. What is Chubb doing, says D-Rock. Him along with the Broncos defense is not stopping the Seahawks. That's what Chubb is doing. I don't think Bradley Chubb is even out there right now. Oh, yeah, he is. He's the edge rusher. 3rd and 2 now. Here now with the trip set to the left. Smith now with the snap. Play action. Rolls out to the right. Will hit Noah Fant, but it'll be just before the first down marker. Let's see if they give him the first down here. 3:20 and counting. Absolutely, D-Rock. I agree. Can we get pressure on Geno? And it looks like they might bring in for a measure. They are. They're going to bring in for a measurement here with 3:11 here left in the first quarter. I'll run it down till the clock catches up with it. So 3:11 here as they will bring it in for a measurement here. Let's see what they come up with for the Broncos. As my freeze feeds. I love that. So let's see what they give the Broncos here. I don't know if they gave them the first down or not. Because I'm going to have to now pretty much change feeds now. I don't know what happened to that one. Sorry, everybody. I'm having technical difficulties here. Just working to resolve it real quick. Here we go now. It's 4th and 1. It'll be 4th and 1 here. Smith comes to the line with a single back set here. Now Fant in motion out to the left with a drip set. Broncos bringing the whole house snap. Geno Smith rolls forward for a scramble, and they might not give that to him. It looked like he stayed behind that yellow line, that marker and indicator on the broadcast. I'm not entirely sure if they did give it to him. Referees are not signaling either way here, and I don't think that they got it. I really don't. I think the Broncos held them. I think the Broncos held him. I don't think they made it at all. They're going to measure it again. Here come the referees now. Stick coming out. Just short. Turnover on downs. Wow, the Broncos really held him on that one. Unbelievable. So now the Broncos will come back here with the possession here. 2:55 left here in the first quarter. It's 7-3 Seahawks right here on the MHRT network.
Switch that V6 for the EV. Ride around my city. You should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip. Water like a fish sip. I water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, just a takeover. Do it for the future. Time to get a world of makeover. time never stops. No, the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess. How can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. I'm the new Captain Planet.
Welcome back, everybody. 2:55 left here in the first quarter. History not necessarily on the Broncos side here in Seattle, as games in Seattle, the Seahawks lead the series 15-13-0 all time, with the Broncos playing in Seattle. 1st and 10 now. Denver, as they break the huddle. Wilson will come back with a single back set. One wide receiver out on each side with an I formation from their own 9-yard line. Wilson with the pitch over to Williams as he'll run it up the right side, now down to the 20. It'll be a gain of 12, and that'll be a Denver Broncos
First down.
First down. As the clock continues to run, Javonte Williams running all over the Seattle defense. The run game strong on both sides for both teams here. 1st and 10 now. It'll bring the ball out to about the Denver Broncos' own 22-yard line. Wilson in the gun with Javonte Williams to his left, 2 out to the left here. Snap now. Wilson look over to the right, will throw and will hit Albert Okwuegbunam as he will go for another gain of about 12 or 13 yards. That'll be another Denver Broncos.
First down.
First down as we reach the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. That's okay. That's all right, Avatar. It's hard to get everybody on a concurrent stream since there's really cables virtually non-existent. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Broncos' own 33-yard line here. Wilson at the line now with the snap. Now will play action boot right over to the right. Will hit Okwuegbunam, and he'll be out till about the 39-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 or 5. Wilson with a sidearm underhanded like throw to Okwuegbunam as he was on the middle of the out route there. Nice pickup and gain for the Broncos here. It'll be 2nd and 3 as that was a gain of 7 yards. We're now hitting the 1-minute mark. 2 wide receivers bunched out to the right. None to the left. Single back set here now as Wilson comes to the line. Now from the Broncos' 39-yard line is 2nd and 3. Snap now, handed off to Melvin Gordon as he'll cut back up to the left. It'll be way over the first down marker, and that'll be another Denver Broncos.
First down.
Time continuing to run here. As that more than likely will run out the first quarter. I don't know now as the Broncos break huddle. Two receivers on each side here with a single back set. Wilson audibly given an audible here at the line here. Trying to get them reestablished. Might want to get them on a silent count here. Now Wilson will finally come to the center. Snap now. We'll hand it off to Gordon, but whistles are blown. As flags come in, we will see what the penalty is here. So it'll be a false start on Denver. It'll be 6 seconds completely left. So that'll be the end, ladies and gentlemen. That'll run it out. That is quarter here, with it now 7-3 here. Broncos just getting their footing in. Started off very, very shaky. Nonetheless, 7-3 Seahawks. You're listening to the Denver Broncos on the MHRT network. We'll be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start the second quarter here. Here we go. The Broncos got it 1st and 15 from their own 42-yard line. Wilson in the gun in an empty backfield here. Here we go now. Snap now. Wilson looking over to his right, to his left, swings out to his right here. Looking to throw, being swarmed immediately, and will have a loss of about a couple yards there on that play. Geno on the pressure there as he got Wilson to get chased out, and will be an ultimate sack and loss of yards here for the Broncos. It'll be 2nd and about 17 for the Broncos here. Pressure being brought to Wilson. Nothing happening much for the Broncos here. 2nd and 17 now. Single back set with 2 wide receivers on each side. Wilson at the line. Snap now, and I think there's going to be an encroachment as Melvin Gordon will go up the left center side for about a gain of 4 or 5 yards. That'll stain. That will stand there. It'll be 3rd and 12 for the Broncos here. Broncos out to a really sluggish start here offensively, but a little bit to be expected. None of the starters saw really any action, little to no action in the preseason, and there are some effects to be had for that. 3rd and 12 now. Wilson in the gun. Here with Melvin Gordon on his left side as he sends Gordon in motion now. Snap now. Wilson, instant pressure, shakes it, gets out, throws it, tipped up in the air, and it'll be incomplete as there is a flag now thrown in the air. I don't know what it's going to be for. Referees are gathering, and we will see what it's going to be. Hello, Carolyn Brax. Thank you so much. She said, hi, guys. Let's go Broncos. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Carolyn. Was illegal formation on Garrett Bowles. It'll be declined. It'll bring a fourth down as Jamal Adams limps off the field. Punt unit will come on for the Broncos. So here we go now. Waitman now, the punter for the Broncos. Snap now. The kick is boomed. Almost got a hand on it. Kick is way high up in the air, and it'll be fair caught at about the 18-yard line, and the 19-yard line. And that is where the Seahawks will start. 13-14 left here in the second quarter. You're listening to the Denver Broncos on the MHRT network.
Switch that V6 for the EV. Ride around my city. You should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip. Water like a fish sip. Box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future. Time to get a world of makeover. Time never stops. No, the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess. How can I breathe? Smoke in the air. Pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new captain.
Welcome back, everybody. 7-3, 13-14 left here in the second quarter. The Broncos just getting out to a pretty sluggish start overall, and the score reflects that here, trailing 7-3 to the Seattle Seahawks. I'll attribute some of that to the fans as well, man. That stadium is extremely, extremely loud right now. Here for the Broncos, let's check in on the chat. Nobody's chatting. Oh, that's okay. No worries. Thank you all for your support here. If you like what you hear or see, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to leave us a subscribe or a like. It really helps us out growing the channel here. We'll be 1st and 10 now as we come back into the action. Smith in the gun with the back right behind him. 3 wide receivers out to his right side from the 18-yard line. Snap now, hands it off here to Penny as he will roll up the middle, maybe a gain of a yard or two. It'll be second and 9 or 8 for the Seahawks. 2nd and 9 it'll be. Here for the Seahawks as they come back on the opposing drive. Now the ball at the Seahawks' own 21-yard line as Geno Smith will roll up to the line. Here in the gun with a back behind him again, that is Penny. 2 wide receivers out to his right. Snap now as Lockett goes in motion now. Play action now with a hit over the right side to Tyler Lockett, or DK Metcalf. It'll go for a gain of about 8 or 9 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2 or 1 here for the Seahawks on a slant route from Metcalf there. 3rd and 1, Seahawks. 12-15 and counting. Now Smith will break huddle. Smith in the gun with Petty right behind him. Trips set out to the right. It'll be DK Metcalf out to the left here as Penny comes up to the right side of him. Snap now. Smith looking over to the right will hit Penny out on the flat, and he will gain enough. That'll be a gain enough for the first down here. For the Seahawks, it'll be 1st and 10 now as they just do enough as Geno Smith hit him on the flat route there for Rashad Penny. 11:43 and counting here. Sorry about that, guys. Got that there. Yeah, I'm muted. I know. I got it. Jamal Adams listed as doubtful to return here for the Seahawks. 2nd and 8. Here now, Smith in the gun with Penny as the single back to his left. 2 out to the right of him. 1 to the left as Penny goes in motion. Snap now. Smith gets it, will run it, scramble across the line out to the 15. Now cuts back and tries to get out by the 10. It'll be about a gain of 9 yards. But I think it'll be a first down there as there are whistles coming down. I'm not entirely sure for what, but it's stopped completely everything. There might be an injured player down on. Oh, there's a flag now. And they're going to call it back. Holding now. So that that run will be completely negated and taken back here. It'll move the Seahawks back 5 yards as a holding on Hayes there. Here we go now. 3 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Smith at the line with a single back set from their own for the 29-yard line. Snap now, fake now will get hit. Metcalf out on a bubble screen as he tries to roll, cuts back over to the right, and is going to be dragged down, lost for yardage by Baron Browning. It'll be 3rd and long for the Seahawks. Really crucial stop for the Broncos there. Unbelievable. Baron Browning with the stop. Metcalf tried to get hit out on the bubble screen. The blocking scheme completely fell apart for the Seahawks as the Broncos just surround him and absolutely ate him up behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 26 officially here for the Seahawks. Here we go now. Smith in the gun. Now with the snap here. Smith looking over to his right will hit him out, and it will not even be close to enough. It'll be about a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. It'll bring up 4th down, and out rolls the field goal unit here for Pete Carroll. 7:48 the official time and counting. It'll be Myers on for the field goal try on 4th and 20. 51 of 60, 85% on field goals of 40 to 49 yards. This is a 49-yard attempt here for Myers. Snap down, kick up. It is good. It is good. It'll push it to a 7-point game, and it'll be officially 10-3 Seattle with 7:20 left here in the first quarter. You're listening to the Denver Broncos on the MHRT network. We will be right back.
Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up. Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Link up and out, ego, I'm a taker. Shaker, yeah, she was a ball shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Something like a rose when we came out there, we settled facts like the Vinci. Break the best, come on, get your ass a bit to slip it. Get another smile like it was the last Christmas, hey.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 7:20 left here in the second quarter. 10-3 Seahawks. Chat, am I still muted? I want to check in here with the chat. Can everybody hear me well? Because I'm not muted now. Am I still muted? Am I not muted? Somebody please let me know in the chat. Can you hear screaming kids in the background? That's what I really want to know. I'm going to assume I'm not. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you, Broncos Breakdown. 7:20 left here as the Seahawks getting set here to kick off the ball to the Denver Broncos. As we get set here with the final last remaining minutes here of the second quarter. Kick will be sky high. as will not be returned, I believe. Out walks Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. Thank you, Mundungus. Russell Wilson coming out here. Still a lot of unused weapons here for the Broncos. Cortland Sutton not really being involved. Neither is Jerry Jeudy. It's been just a lot of Beck and Okwuegbunam offensively for the Broncos so far. Each team still with 3 timeouts. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Broncos as they're about to break huddle here. I think it's going to be a slow start, Broncos breakdown. I really do. But I think it'll pick up towards the time when we need it to. Here we go, 1st and 10 now from the 25-yard line. ISO set with 2 wide receivers on each side. Snap now, pitch out to Javonte Williams as he cuts back over to the right and will be dragged down back behind the line of scrimmage by Michael Jackson. It'll be a loss of 3 yards. 2nd and 11 for the Broncos, it'll be officially. Williams, now the running game starting to become figured out here for the Broncos here. 2nd and 11 from about the 19-yard line, or 24-yard line, excuse me. Broncos coming out. Wilson in the gun with 2 wide receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. The gun set, snap now. Wilson looking over to the right. Now we're back to the center. We'll hit Williams now. Williams out to the 30 on about the 33 or 34-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and short here for the Broncos. Here we go now, 3rd and 4. 3rd and 2 for the Broncos, excuse me. Here we go now from the 33-yard line now. Wilson in the gun, empty back set, all wide receivers out. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Here now, Seattle's going to bring 4 or 5. Now with the snap here, pressure's on. Wilson over to the left, over to the top with Jerry Jeudy caught at about the 40. Down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Broncos. Jerry Jeudy. 67-yard reception. And the Broncos come up on the board. And now they pull it within 1 here late in the 2nd quarter. Jerry Jeudy comes up huge. There for the Broncos. I keep forgetting that I have this stuff. Extra point is up and good by McManus. 5:34, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, with 1 pass, the Broncos have tied this game up 10-10, 5:34 left here in the 2nd quarter. You're listening to the Denver Broncos on the MHRT network.
Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up. Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Link up and out, ego, I'm a taker. Shaker, yeah, she was a ball shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Something like a rose when we came out there, we settled facts like Da Vinci. Break your bones, you break your backs, come on, get your ass
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 5:33 left here in the second quarter. Tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 10-10 as Brandon McManus gets ready to set it on the tee and kick it off here for the Broncos. Here we go now. Kick booted high, deep in the air. It'll be fielded, and I believe they're not going to elect to run it out there, as Dallas will just take a knee, and it will be brought out to the 25-yard line for the Seahawks there. Let's check in on the chat here. Touchdown, dude. The spark we need. Let's ride. Broncos are starting to figure out slow burn into an inferno. Broncos need to stop shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, Avatar. I agree with that. Seems like a slow start, but the Broncos slowly regaining things here as it's 1st and 10 for the Seahawks here with that 3-back set around Geno Smith in the gun. Snap now. Smith with it. Looking over to the left, getting pressured. Will roll out to the right. It'll be caught by his tight end there, Disley, there for a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and about 8 for the Seahawks as Jones slow to get up on the Broncos side of things. Tonight, Geno Smith, perfect, 13 for 13 for 101 yards with 1 touchdown, no interceptions. As he's pitching, I guess you could say, it a perfect game in baseball terms. Now the Seahawks will break huddle. Smith will come to the line, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left with a single back set. Receiver in motion here from their own 28-yard line. Now the snap, now handoff. As Penny cuts back over to the right, now coming back over to the 30, but will be brought down by Ronald Darby with the flag on the field. Let's see what the penalty will bring for this play. Poor tackling is killing, D-Rock, absolutely. It'll be holding on Jones for the Broncos. It'll be a 5-yard penalty and bring up a 1st down for the for the Seattle Seahawks, 4:39 left here. 1st and 10. It'll move the Seahawks up to about the 36-yard line, their own 36. Smith at the line with 2 wide receivers to his left with a single back set in the backfield. That is Rashard Penny. Here we go now with a snap. It'll be a play action pass. Smith rolled deep right, but he'll throw and it'll be incomplete right over the head. Penny. Right over the head, incomplete there. .415 officially. Sorry, didn't get over to stop the clock in time. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Seahawks. They're still in the same location at their own 37-yard line here. Smith in the gun with 2 backs around him. And as he sends 1 out in motion out to the left side, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Smith still in the gun with a back to his right. Snap now. Smith looking over to the left side. Steps up and throws. It'll be caught by Goodwin. Marquise Goodwin with the reception. It'll be about a 15-yard gain, and that'll be a Seahawks 1st down. 4:03 and counting. I'll run it when it gets concurrent with my clock of 3:53. Smith feeling the pressure, but ultimately stepped up and got rid of it. Saw an open receiver down the field here. 1st and 10 now for the Seahawks on the Broncos' own 48-yard line. Smith at the line here with 2 wide receivers on each side of him and a single back set. Snap now. Looking over to fake pitch. Rolls out to the right. Looking over. Will throw over the head. It'll be caught. Now down to about the 20-yard line is Parkinson. And it'll be another first down for the Seahawks. You're okay. Boot game also along with the running game killing the Denver Broncos here defensively. So here we go now. It'll be 1st and 10. Smith with a snap will pass it right out to Metcalf there as he'll push forward and gain about another 5 or 6 yards as Metcalf does. It'll be 2nd down and about mid. It'll be like 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. As Metcalf caught it out right immediately off the screen and stiff arm Patrick Surtain the second. As he rolled forward for about a gain of about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Seahawks. Here we go now, 2nd and 6 here. Smith with 2 in the gun with 2 backs, one behind him, one to the right side of him. Snap now, Smith looking over to his right, will throw. It'll be caught by Parkinson. Touchdown, Seahawks. 2:24 the time left. The Seahawks seem to just be beating the Broncos over the top time and time again. Time and time again. It's just those, it's always those play action or those fakes. The offensive schemes of the Seahawks seem to be absolutely confusing the Denver Broncos here. Unbelievable. They're completely fooling the defense. Here now, Myers on for the extra point. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. 17-10 Seahawks, 2:24 left here in the half. You're listening to the Denver Broncos on the MHRT network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2:24 left. Here is the tee. The ball set on the tee here. The kick is high and deep in the air to the Broncos. It'll be picked up by Washington down to the 10-15. bring it out close to the 20. He'll be tackled down right about there. Here as now Russell Wilson will come back out onto the field. 2:19 left. Let's check in on the chat here. Browning is doing not liking Singleton, an inside linebacker. Had a problem with missed tackles. Obviously, Jewell fixes that, but I'd rather see Sternad. We got Josie Jewell out. That kind of hurt the Broncos defensively just a little bit there. As it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Broncos. It'll be from their own 20-yard line. As Russell Wilson will come out and try to hopefully lead the Broncos back with some scoring as well. 1st and 10. Here we go now. Wilson in the gun with a single back to his right side. Now motion out. Trip set to the left. Snap now. We'll hand it off to Javonte Williams. Williams has on the right now over to the 30, out to the 32-yard line. That presumably will be getting another first down for the Broncos. About 10 yards there. And that'll bring us to, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, see, even my child doesn't like Singleton. Absolutely. That'll bring us, ladies and gentlemen, to the... So down to the 2-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
Certified Trump beaters. Charge a couple cool K for the features. It ain't about the money, then you probably can't reach us. Hey, and I put it on mamas. Do it for the soul, for the fam, and the commas. Don't act, be chill with the dramas. All you gotta do is be you and be honest. Eating on papaya with my main thing. Baby getting bread, I'm on the same thing. No rocks in it, what a plain Jane. Put my on, they used to gangbang. Be trying to play me like a new guy, but I'm buzzing in the apple like a fruit fly. I be somewhere in Seattle getting neck bone, and I'm really not the one that you should rest on. Uber eat Jamaican to the B&B. All the moves we making, they ain't seeing me. Rooftop bar for the scenery. I give a fuck about a mug and what it mean to me. I'm that saucy little from the middle, man. Told that baby box it for me, she gon' dribble that. Got some in the paper, got it mummy wrap. Got no minutes for the funny act. Hey, and I put it on Caesars. All I got is certified Trump beaters. Charge a couple cool K for the features. It ain't about the money, then you probably can't reach us. Hey, and I put it on mamas. Do it for the soul, for the fam, and the commas. Don't act, be chill with the dramas. All you gotta do is be you and be honest. Monastery on the front of middle, man. What you know about it, baby, riddle that. Heard a lot of rapping, very little fact. You the type of that we giggle at. Gold all on my mouth look like a chandelier. I'm about to disappear and make $100 grand appear. I'm about that cash money stunting like my daddy. Out in public, let me...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes left to go here in this first half. 17-10 Seahawks. Don't forget, at halftime, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have Mundungus Greavy along with Bronco Bill here to break down all the first half stats here for the Broncos and Seahawks. It'll be 1st and 10 now here for Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Here now Wilson in the shotgun here with a back out to his left here. Now the snap here. Wilson looking over to the left, pressured immediately. Will dump it out to Javonte Williams. Now over to the 40 across. It'll get down to about the 45-yard line. It'll be a Denver Broncos.
First down.
First down. Here now as the blitz was coming heavy there for Wilson. As he picks it up here, it'll be 1st and 10 again for Denver. Wilson in the gun here now with his back to his left here. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Snap now. Wilson looking, steps up, tries to get over the line of scrimmage and barely will. Maybe a gain of 2. Clock still running now. Broncos still have all 3 timeouts. And I don't know why they're not using one single one of them. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Broncos. 1:08 and running here as the Broncos are now just about at midfield here 1 minute left and counting here. Wilson in the gun here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Snap now. Wilson looking over to the right side. Looking now, scrambling over to his left. Moving, throwing over his left side. And will get KJ Hamler, but it will be incomplete. It'll be... Hamler was completely out of bounds there for the Broncos there. 46 seconds left and counting here. 3rd and 8 here for the Broncos. Broncos tonight on 3rd downs. They are 1-3 with the average yards to go at 8 yards to go. 3rd and 8 here for the Broncos. Wilson in the gun. And they're going to take a timeout here. That'll burn one of the Broncos' timeouts. That'll leave them with 2. Crowd noise is officially loud. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, coming up at halftime, it'll be Mundagus Creevy, as well with Bronco Bill there to break down this first half of football. I will be back in the second half. As the Broncos, as we come out here to the conclusion of the first half of this game. 3rd and 8 now. Only 61 rushing yards for the Broncos, 55. Passing yards even at 164 apiece for each team. Broncos ultimately having the advantage in the total yards category, though. So here we go, 3rd and 8. Here for the Broncos. 17-10. Wilson in the gun here. Here now, snap now. Wilson looking over, steps up, looking, steps back, looks over again, throwing over the middle, caught by Cortland Sutton out at the 35, over to the 30, 25, and knocked out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. 30-yard gain for the Broncos. It brings them down into the red zone territory, and the clock is stopped at 38 seconds officially. What a way to stay with it by Russell Wilson, and a huge gain for the Broncos. It puts them into red zone territory. Wilson now in the gun with Javonte Williams to his right. 2 wide receivers on each side of him. Snap now. Wilson looking over to the left. Fires over the top. Looking, and it'll be almost intercepted, but incomplete. Incomplete. Diggs with it. Almost had an interception. It went right through his hands. As they were closing in on the back of the end zone, Wilson trying to go up over the top of the defense. Nonetheless, it'll say 2nd and 10 from about the 26-yard line for the Broncos. Man, I don't know how Diggs dropped that. It went off his chest right through his hands. 33 seconds left officially here, 2nd and 10 here. Eric Saubert in at tight end. Sutton, Judy, and Hamler as the receivers. Wilson in the gun. 2 to the left, 1 to the right with a single back set in the backfield. Snap now. Wilson looking over to the left side, being pressured, and will be brought down there by Cody Barton. That'll bring up 3rd down and very long for the Broncos. This offensive line is having a lot of issues here for the Denver Broncos. All right. 26 seconds left officially here. 2 sacks for the Seahawks, none for the Broncos here. 3rd and 18 officially here for the Broncos. That drug the Broncos back all the way down to the 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 18. Lumen Field in Seattle, extremely loud here. Wilson in the gun with Javonte Williams to his left. 2 wide receivers on the right, 1 to the left. Snap now. Wilson looking over to the right side. Shovels out to Williams as he cuts over to the 30. Over to the 25 and about out to the 22-yard line. And it'll be 4th down here. Clock still ticking. No timeouts being taken. I think they'll run it down till about 3 or 4 seconds and then take their final timeout. We had 3 seconds timeout there, as the Broncos will burn their second timeout. 1 timeout left. It'll be 4th and 8, and on comes the field goal unit just to get some points here before the half for the Broncos. Now, keep in mind, the Broncos did kick to begin the game. They will receive the second half kickoff here. (17-10) Seahawks here. Defense struggling, offense struggling here for the Broncos here in this first half. McManus 84% on field goal attempts of 40 to 49 yards. This here will be a 40-yard attempt from the left hash mark on the 30-yard line. Snap was down, but there was a timeout called, I think, by the Seahawks. There was. So officially 2 timeouts left here for the Seahawks. And I'll reset the clock here to 4 seconds officially. Here we go. We'll roll it from 4 seconds here. So here we go now. McManus on for the 40-yard try here. Left hash mark, snap down. Kick is up, and it is good. 17-13 officially at half, ladies and gentlemen. Here you are listening to the Denver Broncos on the MHRT network. Halftime show coming up next with Bronco Bill and Mundungus Creevy. We'll see you next.
Welcome in, everybody, to the halftime show. I got to tell you, it is kind of nutty. That first half did not go the way that I thought it would. Bill, you got to unmute yourself. It's not letting me do it. The first half was not what I thought it was going to be, but I will say this, an argument to Bill, because he was arguing with me the whole time.
And I still will.
I think they're figuring it out. You got to give them a minute to figure it out. Now, at the same time, I am more surprised by how the Seahawks are playing than how the Broncos are playing. I thought the Seahawks were not going to come out this prepared to go. I didn't think that they were going to be able to hold up against the defensive line that we had and throw the ball against the secondary we had. but we're seeing something completely different. So now that I've queued that up, Bill, go ahead and freak out. I'm ready for it. Let's see what you got.
Okay, here's what I got. What I saw tonight in the opening first series was great. I mean, we moved down the field, but then we ended up like we always do. Under the quote, Pat Shurmur offense, same thing. Deke and dunk. Don't go deep. Take 5 yards. Do this. Come on, guys. A field goal. And then we let Seattle go right down the field again. Thank goodness we stopped them on 4th and 1. Barely, but we did. But we're not doing anything. The only touchdown the Broncos got was a great down the field pass. Where was that all first quarter? Where was that for the majority of the game? I get the fact we have guys injured on the right side. I understand that. That's something we have to deal with tonight. And on the positive side, I love the way Williams is running. Oh my gosh, this guy's great. Really good runner. And the 1-2 punch between Williams and Gordon, in my opinion, is phenomenal. You take the hard hitting, you take the pounding that a Gordon does, and you take the elusiveness of a Williams, excuse me. What I think the Broncos need to do going in the second half is do what got you where you are now. And the defense somehow has to learn how to tackle. Oh my gosh. And the penalties, ridiculous. But again, Mike, I'm going to pound the drum again. And you knew I was going to say this. You knew I was going to come with this. And that is no preseason, at least with a series with the starters. You can't deny it after what you saw tonight. You can't. And if you can, I'd like to hear your explanation.
Okay, so this is my thing. And you and I have gone back and forth on playing starters in preseason for weeks. Mm-hmm. What I would say is I would much rather that the Broncos come out stale and figure it out as they go, as opposed to getting a starter hurt in the preseason and not seeing him at all in season.
So basically,
that's
what you're
where
saying
I stand on that.
Basically, what you're saying is like the Minnesota Vikings against the Packers.
Sure.
Okay.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But
well, no, I understand what you mean, starting out slow. But to a Seattle team, well, you know they're fired up because they're playing against Wilson. And in my opinion, I think the crowd has gotten into Wilson's head just a bit.
See, and I don't really put anything on Russell Wilson. I liked what Russell Wilson did. He was accurate. He was throwing the ball around. But the problem is that he's not throwing it to the wide receivers. And I don't know if that's play design or he's just trying to dink a dunk it. But we saw one throw to Judy and we saw one throw to Sutton. And other than that, it was all tight ends and running backs. Now, I'm loving Javonte Williams. The offensive line, I think, is holding up pretty well, even with having Tom Crosby, even with having Cam Fleming in there, which I don't really understand why Fleming is in there instead of having Calvin Anderson. Because I thought that Calvin Anderson was going to be in contention for starting right tackle, and then he goes to, I guess, backup left tackle when we want him. I don't know. It was weird, but we had the holding call on the left side, the holding call on the right side. Other than that, I think the offensive line has held up pretty good. We're seeing a lot of yards from Javonte and from Melvin. We saw Beck. He missed that first pass, but after that,
it was high. It was high.
Yeah, it was a little high. And that I'll chalk up to emotions in first pass, and I get it. But I think that he had the rating us in the chat too. It seemed like he was able to get a rapport going with Alberto. Alberto, I thought, has been pleasantly surprising. It didn't seem like he was getting a lot to start the game off with. Javonte's been crushing it. Melvin's been crushing it. The defense, on the other hand, I don't know if it's if it's a different
No
defensive
preseason.
I see, and I don't think that's what it is because we're not really seeing a problem tackling, which is one of the problems, except for Singleton.
Come on.
Singleton, we were seeing some missed tackles. But
yeah.
when about halfway through and at the beginning of the game, I agree. There were missed tackles that were just ridiculous, shouldn't have happened. But then you got into the second quarter and you started seeing rounding. See, and that's what I don't know. But like you had and that's why I don't know if the scheme of the defense is changing. Because I mean, we were used to them playing man, and then it was a little zone, and then it was kind of a mix. And there have been like, how do you leave DK Metcalf open? That's my question. Like of all the receivers on the field, how do you leave DK Metcalf open? But again,
why would you play zone? Why would you play zone with him?
Right. Well, and then
cover.
Well, and then at the same time, like about halfway through, I would say the second quarter, you started seeing Baron Browning step up. You saw Jonathan Cooper step up. Yep. You started seeing Patrick Surtain coming up. Kareem Jackson was starting to hit. So I'm not saying that it's been perfect because it's not. They were definitely missing tackles, but I think they're starting to figure it out. The one thing there's two things I don't like. One is that we're not getting any pass rush. We haven't seen Chubb do anything, and we haven't seen Gregory do anything. But we saw Browning and
Miller against the Rams. Hello.
Right? So,
just saying.
And then Singleton at middle linebacker or inside linebacker. I understand that Josie Jewell's out. That'll fix a lot of the problems. Mm-hmm. But Singleton had an issue in preseason missing tackles, and we're seeing the same thing. So I kind of feel like we should see Sternad. But it's like I told you before the game started, I'm more focused on seeing them correct and adjust because that's what we didn't see over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to give you a take on what I saw with Nathaniel Hackett and Evero. I didn't like the way, I did like the way the Broncos came out at the start of the game and went down the field. What I didn't like was in between, why are we taking the ball out of the end zone and they're getting tackled at the 10-yard line or 8-yard line? I mean, come on. Common sense, guys. Use this. Well, maybe you didn't graduate from college, but at least you got the pro because you're good. Use your head. Don't make stupid mistakes. The thing I don't like on defense with Evero is I don't know where these defenders are. Why are they allowing these receivers 5 and 8 and 10 yards in front of them? Catch the ball and then try and tackle. Well, that's why they're going down the field. That's why the score is 17-10, guys. Because Denver's defense is gone. I don't know where it is. I have no idea. But we were supposed to have the same type of defense or more better than Fangio. And I'm not seeing that in the first half.
Yeah. I just, and again, it for me, it goes back to, I kind of expected them to start off slow. And I mean, no NFL team, save for a couple, are going to come off firing on all cylinders to start the game off. Like we saw that the entire, like this whole weekend, there were a lot of teams that you weren't expecting to just go. And then there were a lot of teams where you're like, oh, they're going to be great. And they started off really, really slow and then figured it out in the second half. So I'm expecting Denver to get better, but I'm a little shell-shocked at the Seahawks. And I don't know if it's emotion. I don't know if it's revenge. I don't know what it is, but I was not expecting the Seahawks defense and the Seahawks offense that we're getting. I didn't see that coming, especially at what we saw out of preseason from them.
Okay, well, like you and I talked these past weeks, and I even mentioned to you, I said I was extremely nervous about tonight's game, how Russell Wilson was going to handle the criticism or cheers, and obviously it was boos, and I expected that. I also felt that Seattle had a reason to play. They had a reason. This, in my opinion, this is Seattle's Super Bowl. This is their statement game. and they're playing like it is. To me, Denver is playing scared, and they had better change that going in the second half, or this game is an L. Oh, excuse me, this way.
Yep. All right, so it's 17-13 Seahawks. We're getting ready to start off the second half. I want to, I know that people were trying to get me to flinch with all the rating. I saw all of it. I appreciate it. I love y'all. Tom Grassi and Brendan Perna. That was awesome. We're going to kick it over to song real quick so we can switch over so we can get Jeremy back on here to finish off the second half. We'll see you guys after the game is over.
Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here as we start in the third quarter. The Broncos coming out not starting with a too strong of a return here by Montrell Washington, as he was got by DJ Dallas. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Broncos, starting out their drive on their own 20-yard line here. I formation set with 2 wide receivers on each side. Wilson at the line, snap now with a pitch left to Gordon, and he will be 8 up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yards. Oh my goodness. Broncos country, Turd Ferguson, welcome in everybody. Raid, frequent flyer Raid, thank you guys for the raid, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the raid. Thank you so much. Thank you to Tom. Wow, who all rated me? That Tom Grassi? Wow. Thank you so much. Second step down, Melvin Gordon will run it up the middle for about a gain of about 8 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Chiefs Kingdom. Thank you guys for the raid. I missed the raid. Thanks. Jeez. Wow. Brandon Perna is your father. Thank you guys for the raid. Appreciate it. 3rd and 4 here for the Broncos here. 13:46 left and counting. Russell Wilson at the line here. 2 wide receivers on the left, 1 on the right with a single back set from the 22-yard line here. Wilson with the snap will get it. Play action pass looking. Rolling out to his left. Now scrambling again. We'll throw it out to the left. It'll be complete to Cortland Sutton. Right there on the left sideline. Big completion for the Broncos here. It'll bring up another Broncos.
First down.
1st down. 13:29 here in the third quarter. Great catch and great way to stay with it by Russell Wilson. It'll move the Broncos up here to their own 44-yard line here. Wilson in the gun with Melvin Gordon to his right, 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to the left side. Snap now. Wilson looking over to the right. Will throw immediately and fires down to Cortland Sutton again as he's rocked hard out of bounds. It'll be a completion of about 6 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and about 4. 12:47 and counting. Second and 3 for the Broncos. Ball now at about midfield. 12:25 and counting. I formation with a 1 tight end set. Wide receiver on each side. Wilson at the line here at the Seahawk 49-yard line. Snap with the pitch left side. Sweep to Gordon as he gets out to the 45. Now down to the 35-yard line and out of bounds there. As Melvin Gordon runs for about 15 yards, it'll be another Denver.
First down.
First down. Gordon swept it way out to the left outside and brought it down for the Broncos here. First and 10. 11:43 and counting. Wilson in the gun. With a back to his left, that's Javonte Williams. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Snap now. Wilson looking over to his right, looks back to his left, catches Williams out to the sweep, but he's met immediately by Britton as he will be pushed out of bounds. Barely a gain of 1 here. It'll be second and about 10. Seahawks defense doing a great job reading that play as Britton came over and met Williams as he was thrown out to on the flat. Second and 9 officially here for the Broncos. 11:08 and counting. Here we go. Now just past 11 minutes. Second and 9. Wilson at the line. 2 wide receivers bunched tied up against the tight ends with a 2 tight end set. Single back set with Javonte Williams from the 35-yard line. Now the snap. Play action as there's a bunch of whistles blown. It'll be incomplete. I'll adjust the clock here. 10:44 officially left. It's going to be delay of game on the Broncos. It's going to march them back another 5 yards. Unbelievable. I just want to say to the previous raid, even though they're not here, thank you guys for the raid. Grossi, Perna raid. Those guys are amazing guys. Great content creators. Shout out to Tom Grossi and Brandon Perna. Thank you so much. Second and 14 here. Now Wilson in the gun. Empty backfield. 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends set on all sides from the 40-yard line as it marched the Broncos back with that delay of game penalty. Wilson snap now, looking over the center, back over to the left side, throws up over the top, looking single coverage, and it is broken up, but there's going to be a flag on the play. Cortland Sutton and Jaheim Moen. It's going to be pass interference on the Seahawks. It'll move the ball up way inside the red zone for the Broncos. What a huge, huge break for the Denver Broncos. Woolen and Sutton got tangled up. Woolen got a little bit too handsy there as he was grabbing the right shoulder pad of Cortland Sutton there. Nonetheless, first and, I want to say 10, maybe goal here for the Broncos. First and goal, 10:22 and counting here. Wilson at the line. Now with a trip set to the right. Snap now. Play action. Rolling over to the left. Looking for Judy. He will find him. Caught at the 9-yard line. Judy cutting back and will roll forward. Ultimately will be swallowed up by about 3 Seahawks there. It'll be move it to about the 7 or 8-yard line. Second and goal. There for the Broncos as we roll past just the 10-minute mark here in the third quarter. See the Broncos now starting to get some offensive chemistry going here with them. 9:47 and counting. Second and goal for the Broncos from about the 8-yard line. Wilson at the line now. Wide receivers bunched over to the right. We'll go in motion here. Now the snap here, and there's going to be whistles now before the snap coming in. And they're going to call another delay of game penalty on Russell Wilson. The penalties continue to shoot the Broncos in the foot here. They really, really do. Second and goal. Both teams here. Broncos 9 penalties for 81 yards so far. Seahawks only 3 for 46. The Broncos have got to start playing some more disciplined football if they want to get control of this game and win it. Unbelievable. Second and goal here. Now the snap. Wilson looking over to his left side will hit and be caught And a good play made by Josh Jones there as he breaks it up. As Bruin caught it for maybe 2 yards, 8:54 and counting. For Michael Boone. It brings now 3rd and goal here for the Broncos. 8:33 and counting, 3rd goal. Wilson in the gun here with a single back. That's Melvin Gordon. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Snap now. Wilson looking left side. Will hit Gordon. Right out of the 2 and crossed over the line. It'll be just short, marked just short of the end zone. It'll be 4th and goal. We're going to see what we're going to do here. 4th and goal. They are going to go for it. Broncos going to go for it here. 7:55 and counting. 4th and goal from about the 1-yard line here. Wilson in the gun with a single back. That's Gordon to his left. All other wide receivers out. 2 to the right, none to the left. Snap now. The hands off to Gordon. Gordon rolls forward and stuffed it as the ball comes out. Ball is out and the Seahawks have it. The Seahawks have it. It'll be a turnover. We might have a challenge, though. If I'm Nathaniel Hackett, I might challenge that play. I might want to see if he was ruled down by contact. I'm not really necessarily going to blame Melvin Gordon for this fumble here because wow, Melvin Gordon, as he was getting swallowed up by the whole Seahawks defensive line, lost the ball and a huge turnover for the Seahawks. 17-13 Seattle, 7:33 left here in the 3rd quarter. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 7:33. Ruling on the field is a fumble. It looks like it is being reviewed here by the officials. Here, what we'll see here, 7:33 left here in the 3rd quarter, as Melvin Gordon was going in for that touchdown. The ball did come out. Question was he down before it? We'll see how the official ruling here. And stands as called. It will be ruled a fumble. Seattle will have the ball. 1st down at about the 20-yard line. Gordon shouldn't have had the ball. It should have been Williams. Gordon fumbles just like he just did. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I can completely blame single-handedly Melvin Gordon for that play, as well as the poor blocking on the offensive line that led to the defense swallowing him up. Anyways, first down here from the Seahawks' own 10-yard line. Smith in the gun with a back behind him, 3 wide receivers to his right. Snap now. Smith will hand off here to Penny, and he will roll forward and barely gain about a yard here. It'll be second down. Broncos defense has a huge chance to back up this team and get them out of some troubled territory here as they trail by 4 points here. Second down, snap now. Smith looking over to his right, getting pressured, rolling back over. Will throw out to the left, and it'll be incomplete there. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Seahawks. 17-13. .05 officially left here. Smith so far tonight, 17 and 19, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns for Geno Smith. 3rd and 9 here from their own 11-yard line. Smith in the gun. Now the snap. Smith looking over to his right, over the center. Pass deflected, and it's tipped incomplete, but a flag does fly down, and it might be a pass interference on the Broncos. Oh, they're going to call defensive holding on Patrick Surtain II. And again, the penalties continue to hurt the Denver Broncos as Surtain got a little bit too handsy with DK Metcalf. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Seahawks from their own 21-yard line. Now the snap here in an ISO formation. Smith with a play action. Now throws over to his left, and it's broken up by Surtain there. As Metcalf, he went to Metcalf again, and Surtain wins that battle. Another flag. And they call personal foul, roughing the passer on Bradley Chubb. Unbelievable. Another penalty. Another penalty for the Broncos. Oh, man, that was no more than the contact on the previous play. Geno Smith got hit twice. I mean, jeez, man. Ticky-tack penalties here on this drive. It puts the Seahawks at their own 31-yard line now. 1st and 10. Snap now. Smith in the gun. He'll hand off to Penny, and he'll be swallowed up right behind the line. It'll probably be a loss of 1 yard here. 2nd down and about 10 now for the Seahawks. Unbelievable. Second and 10 now here from the 31-yard line. Smith in the gun with a back to his left, 2 wide receivers on each side of him. Now the snap. Smith looking over to his right, still looking. Throw over to his left, and it'll be just short. It'll fall incomplete. Intended for Tyler Lockett there. Smith with a funky throw. There as he went over too far, a little bit to the right. Yep. So here we go now. It'll be 3rd and 10 here for the Seahawks. Smith in the gun here. One back to his left. Here now the snap here. Here comes Smith now with a pass over across the middle of the field. It is caught by DK Metcalf. As Surtain roughs him hard down for the ball here. It'll be caught, and another Seahawks 1st down. It'll put them in Denver Broncos territory. Unbelievable. Great catch there. Great defending. Metcalf just got the better of him. It'll be 1st and 10 here now from their own 46-yard line. Smith with a fake, play action fake, hits Metcalf immediately for the screen. Ball comes out, popped out, and the Broncos have it. They pick it up here. It's Justin Simmons as he's rolling forward. We'll get it to about the 35-yard line. Randy Gregory with the strip. The Broncos now take repossession of it. Unbelievable. Randy Gregory rips the ball out. Justin Simmons picks it up, and the Broncos now have the ball again. 17-13, 5:28 left here in the third quarter. You're listening to Denver Broncos football on the MHRT network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 5:28 left here in the third quarter. Broncos recover a huge fumble. As now they will take over here on the Seahawk 33-yard line here. Russell Wilson will come to the line as he'll audible it up with a trip set to the right, one to the left, in the gun with a single back. With Williams onto his right. Snap now. Wilson looking, throws up over the top to the left. Getting battled, and it'll be incomplete. Intended for Cortland Sutton. As Woolen beats him over the top here. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Broncos. Great coverage there by the Seahawks. I'll give it to them. Kind of a bad throw there by, either was a miscommunication or a bad throw. Nonetheless, 2nd and 10. Back on each side in the gun is Wilson as he sends Boone into motion. Now with the snap, hands it off here to Gordon as he sweeps over to the left and will bring it down to about the 26-yard line. It'll be about a gain of 7 yards. It'll be 3rd down here for the Broncos. 3rd and 3. Thank you guys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. We do appreciate it. If you like what you hear or see, please be sure to subscribe to the MHRT Network YouTube page here. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting awfully close here. 3rd and 3 now here. Wilson in the gun. Trips set to the right, one to the left with a back in the backfield. Snap now. Russell looks. He scrambles out to the left, throwing up over the top. It's Okuwebunon. It was intended as incomplete, but there's a flag down on the play as well. And it looks like it's going to be against the Seahawks here. Let's see what the officials have to say. It's going to be pass interference on Woolley. On Woolen again, Tariq Woolen. It'll move the Broncos ahead 10 yards. It'll be another first down as Woolen got a little bit too handsy with KJ Hamler. Beyond Seattle, absolutely, Avatar. Here we go now, first and goal for the Broncos here. From the Seahawks' own 4-yard line. Wilson at the line now. The snap. Trying to hand off. Here's Gordon again as he's brought down, maybe a gain of a yard. So far, it seems like Russell Wilson is just a little bit shy to throw it inside the red zone. I don't understand what that's all about. Second and goal, though, for the Broncos. 4:14 and rolling here for the Denver Broncos. Go now, coming to the line here. Wilson at the line here with Javonte Williams, a single back set. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. From the 4-yard line. Snap now. Wilson, play action, rolling over to the right. Looks, throws. It'll be caught by Okuwebunon, but it will be waved short of the goal line. It'll be third and goal. Again, the Broncos in familiar position, knocking right on the door of the end zone. Albert Okuwebunon with the catch. And yeah, he was down by contact right there at about the 1-yard line. Tackle made by Diggs on the play. Wilson in the gun with Javonte Williams to his right. 2 wide receivers on each side. Right at the 1-yard line here. Now the snap. Wilson hands it off to Williams. Fumble down on the ground, but the Seahawks recover it. Unbelievable with the fumbles. The Broncos fumble the football again. The Seahawks get it in their own end zone, and that'll just be a touchback. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Another fumble recovery. 3:02 left here in the third quarter. You're listening to Denver Broncos football on the MHRT network.
Switch that V6 for the EV. Ride around my city. You should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip. Water like a fish sip. Watch water to the gillies, yeah. It's a new wave, just a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world of makeover. Time never stops, no, the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been, could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes, 2 seconds left here in the third quarter. Broncos trailing 17-13. Another fumble again at exactly about the same spot. This time, Javonte Williams putting the ball on the ground. So their comments to you, Bronco Bill. Snap now here as the Geno Smith rolls out to the right, and we'll get a pass, and it'll be incomplete, intended for Tyler Lockett, as he bobbled it, and it went out of bounds there. There was not enough time on the play to get it off, and it looked like that everything just got rushed by the Broncos. They had no time to get set. The Seahawks swallowed up Javonte Williams again. Here we go now, 2nd and 8 for the Seahawks here. Here now with a snap, Smith rolling out to the right here. We'll get it, throws, fires, and it's incomplete here. 2:28 the clock at. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Seahawks here. As I will roll the clock as it tries to get in sync here. So it gets down to 2:28. 3rd and 8 here for the Seahawks. They're still in their own zone. I believe they're up to about their own 22-yard line. Smith in the gun here. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right here. Now Smith coming up to check down. Now the snap. Smith looking over to his right, looking downfield, will fire over to Lockett. It'll be complete. Out of bounds. It'll be a first down for the Seahawks. It'll be a completion of about 9 yards. 1st and 10 Seahawks. Time still running here for the Seahawks. Here we go now, 1st and 10. Here the single back set. 1 to the right, 2 to the left here as Geno Smith is at the line from the 31-yard line. Snap now. Handed off to Penny as he rolls up to the right side, and he will gain of about 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and about 5 or 6, 2nd and 6 here for the Seahawks. Broncos defense getting absolutely worked on the run. Here we go now, 2nd and 6 here for the Seahawks. From their own 35-yard line, 1 wide receiver to the right, 2 to the left with a single back set with a gun here. Smith gets it, hands it off here to Penny as he rolls up, cuts back right. Now the 45 to the 50, back down to the 45. It'll be tackled down right about the 41-yard line. Flag down on the play. And they're going to be holding offense. That'll be holding on the Seahawks. It'll march them back 10 yards and negate that entire run. Abraham Lucas called with the hold. There for the Seahawks. It'll bring it to, say, 3rd and long here. 3rd and about 2nd and 16. This time is running down here in the 3rd quarter. Now they're back all the way to the 25-yard line here. Smith in the gun with a back to his left, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. From their own 25-yard line. The snap now. Smith looking, steps back, now rolls up, steps up again, tucks the ball, runs it down to the 30 to the 35, and will be tackled down right at about the 39-yard line. Clock will continue to run there. It'll be 3rd and about 2 here for the Seahawks. Geno chance coming alive here for Geno Smith. Singleton with the tackle there. And I think they're just going to let the time run out here on the 3rd quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Broncos still trailing by 4, 17-13. We'll be back with the 4th quarter.
Call me the
Welcome back, everybody. We're at about here to start the fourth quarter of action. Broncos only down by 4, despite all of the mistakes that the Broncos have made up to this point of the game. Bunch of fumbles, turnover after turnover. Not one team scored in the third quarter as we get ready for the fourth. The Seahawks will have it here. It'll be 3rd and 2 here. Crucial 3rd down here. So 3rd and 2 here. Geno Smith in the gun now with the snap. He'll roll out to the right now, sweeping motion, and will be tackled out of bounds. Are they going to give it to him? They will. They will give it to him first down. First down, Seahawks. Pete Carroll running kind of a hybrid style of offense here. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Seahawks here. 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Smith in the gun with a back behind him. 1 wide receiver to the right, 2 to the left. Broncos going to bring 5 on this one. Snap now, handed off here to Penny. He'll roll forward and barely gain 2 yards. Barely by DJ Jones, about a gain of 2 there. Here we go now. Snap now. Smith with a play action, but it's hit from behind, fumbled, but it's regained by Cross. But Bradley Chubb finally gets to the quarterback. $13:27 and running here. Chubb came right around the edge there. Got Smith there. 3rd and 16 now. Snap now. Smith looking over to his right side in the gun. Smith now throwing up over. It'll be broken up by Ronald Darby. Intended for Noah Fant. Broke it up. It'll now be 4th and 16. Broncos defense coming up huge with a huge stop on that series. It'll be the first punt tonight for the Seattle Seahawks. Michael Dixon punting here for the Seahawks. Here it comes now. Snap and the punt way high in the sky. This one's going to be $12:42 left here in the fourth quarter. 17-13. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 12:50 officially left here in regulation. The Broncos have the ball off a huge defensive stop. Bradley Chubb coming over the edge, completely rushing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate all you guys for tuning in. If you like what you hear or see, please be sure to leave us a subscribe or a like. Thank you guys so much. How's everybody in the chat doing? Is everybody doing well? Hopefully everybody is doing well here on a Monday night to open up the Monday Night Football season here and open up the 63rd season in Denver Broncos history. Don't forget to join us this Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, as the Denver Broncos take on the Houston Texans in the home opener right here on the MHRT network. We will have live play-by-play, pregame, postgame, and halftime reports for you all here, so be sure to tune back in for that game this Sunday. Just waiting to come back into the action now. 12:50 left here in the fourth quarter. Now here we go. The Broncos have the ball. Here they come to the line here. Wilson at the line with Javonte Williams as a single back in the backfield. Two wide receivers, one on each side. From their own 20-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Snap now. Wilson with the play action. Looking. Will throw out on the flat to Javonte Williams as he'll gain about 3 yards. Gain of 4 there. It'll be 2nd down and about 6 for the Broncos. Broncos got to score here, and they got to score a touchdown to put the pressure on the Seahawks here. 12:26 and counting. 2nd and 6 here. Wilson at the line with a single back set, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Hamler goes in motion, makes a trip set. Snap now with a pitch out to Williams. He sweeps it out to the left and will gain maybe about 3 yards out on the sweep to the left. Jump Ship Josh 99 says, so what's your feelings on the Broncos right now? Well, it was really, Josh, as expected on my end of things. I expected the Broncos to have a pretty slow start to the season, given the fact that really little to no of the starters played in the preseason. When you don't have those reps, you can't simulate a real-life game. You just can't do it. Nonetheless, now 3rd and 4 here for the Broncos. Wilson in the gun here with a trip set to the right, 1 to the left here with a single back set. That's Javonte Williams from their own 28-yard line. Now the snap. Wilson looking again. Throws over the middle. It'll be complete to Sutton right around at the 42-yard line. 1st down, Broncos.
1st down.
1st down. Wilson found Sutton all alone. Great foresight by Russell Wilson here. 1st and 10 for Denver at their own 43-yard line. Wilson now with the snap, with the play action. Looks, will dip it out to Williams here off to the right, and will try to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll be rocked and move forward for about a gain of 2 yards. Who do I think will be Russell's number 1 target as the season progresses? I don't think it'll be mainly really any one particular player. If you look at Nathaniel Hackett and his history in Green Bay, I mean, Aaron Rodgers did have a primary target, but it wasn't really all to that primary. It was pretty evenly split, and it seems to be the way that Nathaniel Hackett's running it here. Nonetheless, 2nd and 9 here for the Broncos' own 44-yard line. Wilson in the gun here with a single back set. 2 wide receivers to the left. The snap now. Wilson looking over to the left. Fires down to Judy. Complete as he'll get over to the 45, across to the 40, and be brought down at about the 36 or 37-yard line. That'll be another Denver Broncos.
1st down.
1st down with the clock still running. I mean, you see the wide receivers mixing in here, and it seems to be just about even. Ladies and gentlemen, another 1st down here It moves the ball up into Seahawks territory for the Broncos on the 38-yard line. 1st and 10. Here's Wilson now at the line. Snap now. Looking, will hand it off to Melvin Gordon. Gordon dances around and goes over to the right, now down to about the 30. Be brought down to about the 28-yard line. It'll be just short of the first down and a pickup of 9 yards. Depends on the defense. Absolutely, Avatar. I will say that as well. That is, it seems to be Nathaniel Hackett really seems to make adjustments. 2nd and 2 here for the Broncos. 8:51 and counting. Wilson in the gun with a single back set to his right. With a trip set to the left. Here at the Seahawks 30-yard line as he sends Cortland Sutton over to the right in motion. Now the snap. Wilson looking over to the right. And he'll bomb it up, throw it over the top, and it'll be incomplete. As there seemed to be a miscommunication there with Jerry Jeudy and Russell Wilson, it'll be 3rd down and 2. Third and 2 now here for the Broncos. 8:28 left to go in this game. Here we go now. Wilson at the line. With a single back set. Snap now. Play action. Rolled over to the right. We'll dip it over the top for Jerry Jeudy. He's got it at the 20 over down to the 15. Out of bounds. That will be another Denver Broncos first down.
First down.
14-yard pickup for Jerry Jeudy on the play. The Broncos officially move inside the red zone. Now's where it gets hairy because the Broncos in red zone opportunities have been 0 for 3 tonight, but counter to the part, the Seahawks have also been 0 for 2. Here we go now from about the 16-yard line. Snap now, rolls out to the left is Wilson. Bombs it up high. Caught by Eric Saubert, but it's broken up. Incomplete. Saubert had it in his hands. And it came out as he laid out and hit the turf. Wilson threw it up perfectly. That defender, though, caught up. 7:48 left here. Still at the 16-yard line. It's 2nd and 10. Here for the Broncos. Wilson in the gun. Here with a single set back to his right. Snap now. Wilson looking over to the right side. Throws, unloads to Javonte Williams. Will be brought down to about the 8-yard line out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of about 6 yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 for the Broncos as the clock continues to run here. And Dunga said no. I don't know what the no is all about. 7:25 and counting. 3rd and 3. Here we go now. Wilson at the gun. With a single back set. 2 wide receivers on each side of him from the 9-yard line. Snap now. Wilson looking over to the right. Throws out to Javonte Williams at the flat. To the 5, down into the 3-yard line as he gets bumped out of bounds. And that'll be another Denver Broncos.
First down.
First down, it's a pickup of about 4. Moves it to about the 4-yard line for the Broncos. 1st and goal now for Denver. Here we go. 1st and goal here. From about the 4 or 3-yard line, 3-yard line. Wilson at the line with an ISO formation. Now the snap, play action, rolled over to the right. Still rolled over to the right. Stops, throws, caught. No signal, no signal. Referees discussing. Still disgusting. Incomplete. Incomplete. Unbelievable. One. Ooh, man, that barely stepped on the line there. That barely stepped on the line. Was Eric Saubert with the catch. 6:28 the official time, 2nd and goal, Denver. Wilson in the gun with a single back set. All wide receivers bunched in. Snap now as whistles will come in and flags will be down, even though Beck did roll into the end zone. It'll be a false start on the Broncos. It'll march them back 5 yards. Unbelievable. Penalty after penalty, continuing to shoot the Broncos right in their own foot. It'll be 2nd and goal as that penalty marches the Broncos back to about, I want to say probably about the 13-yard line. No, sorry, to about the 8-yard line. Snap now. Wilson looking as the play clock expiring. Wilson rolls out to his left. Wilson looking, firing. It is incomplete for Jerry Jeudy. 6:21 officially left here on the clock. It's now 3rd down and goal for the Broncos. What more do they have to do to get into the end zone against the Seahawks team? 3rd down now as Lumen Field comes alive. Here for the Seahawks. 12's getting loud here in Seattle. 3rd and goal from about the 8-yard line. Wilson in the gun, surveying the defense here. 3 out to the left. Snap now. Wilson's got it. Looking over to his right. Looking. Throws it again in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. It'll be 4th and goal. Now is a crucial decision whether you now go for it or take the points. And it looks like Wilson's walking off the field. The Broncos look like they will take the points. It'll be even less than a point after touchdown try here for Brandon McManus. For him here, as the ball was placed at about the 8-yard line, officially at the line of scrimmage. Here now for the Broncos. And my stream messes up again. Awesome. I love internet. I love the way it works. Here's, I'm going to assume that it was up and good. It was a pretty short field goal as it died out for me. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, my stream just completely went out on me. I don't know why. Here, there, let's look at it here. The field goal was up and good. 6:13 officially left here in the third quarter, or fourth quarter in the game here. It's a 1-point ball game. We'll be right back here on the MHRT network.
Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up. Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink up and out, ego, I'm a taker. Shaker, yeah, she was a ball shaker.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. 6:13 left here, 17-16. Seattle, after Denver for the fourth time, fails to get it into the end zone and has to settle for 3 points. Plenty of time left, no doubt about it, but it's very clear that Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos are having some issues here in Seattle tonight. Unbelievable. Alberto was opening the end zone twice that last drive as McManus boots it deep into the end zone. It will be fielded and taken out to the 5, down to the 10, 15, 20, down to the 25, and will be taken down to about the 30-yard line. As DJ Dallas comes out, 6:08 will be the official time as Geno Smith marches back onto the field to lead the Seahawks again. Unbelievable. Here we go. They'll break huddle here. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Smith at the line with a single back set here. Snap now. He'll hand it off with a rollout to the right now. Now will be Disley for a gain of about 2 or 3 as he was met immediately right after the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 8 here for the Seahawks. Broncos defense has to hold strong here for them. Is what thought might be a little bit easier of a W for the Broncos country is now a 1-point deficit here late in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 8 here from the 32-yard line. Smith now with the snap, looking over to the left, fakes left, goes out right, will hit Fant, but he'll be behind the line of scrimmage as he rolls out and will maybe get 2 yards as he's met by 3 Denver defenders and is knocked out of bounds there. It'll be 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and about 8 or 9 for the Seahawks. 3rd and 6, excuse me. Great stops by the Broncos defense, though. I will say that. Their defense has been pretty solid here in the second half. Now we're just reaching past the 5-minute mark. Here now, Smith in the gun here from the 34-yard line. Now the snap. Smith looking over to his right, still looking, will be swallowed up behind the line by Bradley Chubb again for the second time tonight. There for a sack for the Broncos. Great, huge stop by the Broncos defense. It'll force the Seahawks to punt. Bradley Chubb has really found himself in the second half of football and has broke through. He's earning it tonight, folks. Definitely earning it. Now the Seahawks unit on to punt. 6 tackles, 2 sacks for Bradley Chubb in total tonight. Snap down, punt is up in the air, and it is a boomer for Dixon. Washington will let it bounce down now to about the 21-yard line as it'll be downed by the Seahawks. 4:02 left here in the fourth quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll come back with the conclusion of this game right here. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 4 minutes, 2 seconds left here. We're going to play this last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter here. Broncos only down by a point. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to join us this Sunday here for week 2 of the NFL, Broncos and Texans, right here on the MHRT network. I will have all the play-by-play action for you, Mundungus, Creevy, Bronco, Bill, and company, with post-game, and halftime duties. 1st and 10 here for the Broncos from their own 22-yard line. Wilson now at the line here with a single back set, 2 over to his right. Sends Judy in motion. The snap now, hand off here to Gordon as he rolls forward over to the left, and he'll gain about 5-ish yards. Pretty good pickup there by Melvin Gordon. Russell Wilson, 32 career game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. Second most in the NFL since 2012, only trailing Matthew Stafford. 2nd and 5 here. Wilson in the gun with Gordon to his left as a back set in the gun. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left with a dual tight end set. Snap now. Wilson looking over to his right. Fires immediately and in and out of the hands of Jerry Jeudy. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 5. Problems continuing to mount for the Broncos here, and they struggle. They have struggled pretty hard all game long. 3:21 left. 3rd and 5. Here for the Broncos. Wilson in the gun here from their own 27-yard line. Snap now. Wilson looking over across the middle. Scrambles over to his right. Throws. It'll be caught by Okuwebonon as he leans forward. And they might give it to him. I don't know if they will or not. They'll mark it and probably measure. It looks like it's going to be just inches short. They will call for a timeout for the measure. Albert Okuwebonon with a catch. We will see if the referees will grant him forward progress. I got to see where that elbow is. It looks like it is above the marker there. Here comes the chains, and it's barely going to be by a tip. They are going to give him the first down. They will. So that will be, ladies and gentlemen,
First down.
for Broncos first down. First and 10 here for Denver. And Pete Carroll's going to throw the challenge flag here. He's going to challenge the spot of this ball. With 3:01 officially left here in this game. He's going to challenge the spot here. Wilson coming off the field here. .301 left here. We'll come back here after a short break.
She calls, I always fear to lose my cool.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. There was a challenge of a spot. It stands. It's 1st and 10 now for Denver by the 32-yard line. Here's Wilson now in the gun with a single back. That's Gordon to his left, 2 wide receivers on each side of him. Snap now. Gordon looking over, or Wilson over to his right, will connect with Okuwebonon. As he catches that, it'll be wrestled down for about a gain of about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and about 4 for the Broncos. Great connection there for the Broncos as Russell Wilson moves this ball forward. It'll be 2nd and 4 here. One wide receiver on the right, 2 to the left, and the gun is Wilson here. Snap now. Handoff to Melvin Gordon as he rolls forward and will be stuffed at the line, maybe a gain of 2. It'll now be 3rd and 3 or 4. As we creep ever so slowly towards the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 2. It'll be officially for the Broncos. And they might let this roll all the way to the 2-minute warning. And that's what it looks like it'll be. It'll be the 2-minute warning. Here for you, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes remaining. We will be back here, 17-16. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes left here. 17-16 Seahawks. They hold the lead strong here as it's now 3rd down for the Broncos here. Here's Wilson now in the gun. 2 wide receivers on each side of him with Javonte Williams in the gun with him to his left. Hamler in motion as he goes back over to the right side. Here we go now. Wilson running a hard count here. Snap now. Wilson looking over to his right. Rolls back. Will connect with Javonte Williams over the first down lines. He's still up on his feet. Now brought down. And that'll be another Denver Broncos.
First down.
First down, 140 and counting. Here for the Broncos. Now here, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 49, their own 49-yard line. Wilson here in the gun again. Now the snap here. Here's Wilson as he swallowed up. He'll just dump it out to Williams as he gets brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be for a loss of yards. It'll be second down, though. There's an injury on the field as the Seahawks player who brought him down, Howe has his helmet off and his visible is Barton shaken up on the play there for the Seahawks. Wilson tried to shovel it out, and so now there's officially an injury timeout on the field. I'll reset the clock here. 1:13 is the official time. As we fix it here. Now another player's down. Both trainers out assessing this player as well. So it'll be 2nd and 14 for the Broncos whenever we do resume play. Taylor walks off the field on his own accord. McManus warming it up on the sideline. 7 for 11 on lead-changing field goal attempts in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime. As McManus in his 9th season, it'll be 2nd and 14 here for the Broncos now. From their own 45-yard line. 2 wide receivers on each side with Wilson in the gun with Melvin Gordon or Javonte Williams on his right side. Seahawks going to bring 5. Now the snap. Wilson looks over to his right, fires, pump fakes, but he keeps the ball, runs it out to the left side. And they're going to shut down the play again with a bunch of whistles and flags. Let's see who the penalty was on. So it's an incomplete pass ruled. It'll be 3rd and 14. This presumably right here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you're Broncos, you essentially got 2 more downs left, but he did do the pump fake. The ball did hit the turf, picked it up and ran with it. Here we go. It is 3rd and 14 here. 1:11 officially. I'll run it when it gets synced with mine. Wilson in the gun here. Snap now. Wilson dropping back. Now we'll hit Javonte Williams in the flat. Williams getting over the line of scrimmage out to the 50. Tries to get over to the 45 and will be brought down. And it'll be 4th down now. And the Broncos must go for it here. They have to. They have no other choice. They're not close enough for McManus to kick it, so they have no choice but to go. It's going to be 4th and 5 here. This is the game. Man, I do not know why they're not using any of their timeouts. They have 3 of them. Here we go, 4th and 5 here. Wilson in the gun. 2 wide receivers on the right, 1 on the left with Javonte Williams to his left. And they will burn a timeout. 20 seconds left. Here for the game for the Broncos. They'll take a timeout and reassess here. 20 seconds. 4th and 5 here for the Broncos. Perhaps a rookie coaching mistake by Nathaniel Hackett to not elect to take the timeout immediately after the previous play had concluded. Unbelievable. So here we go. 4th and 5. And now they're going to go for the field goal. As the snap was down, the kick was up, but the timeout was taken for Seattle. I think that's their final timeout. At least that's what it's appearing. 64 yards for McManus. Now, keep it in mind, they are kicking at sea level here. Still 20 seconds left. This is crucial for the Broncos. Now, McManus did kick a 61 in Los Angeles last year. This is for the lead and potentially the win. Here we go now. Snap down. Kick is up. It is no good. No good. He missed it. He missed it just right. Unbelievable. And the Seahawks are probably going to win this game. Wow. I don't think it even had the distance either. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see the replay on it. It looked pretty good. No, it didn't even have the distance on it, and it hooked left at the last minute. Unbelievable. Well, Geno Smith and the Seahawks will roll out and take the final knee of this game here. Snapping a knee down, and that'll be it, ladies and gentlemen. The Denver Broncos come to Seattle. And they will, hold on now, there's Nathaniel Hackett is going to use his timeouts here. Hold on. So now discussion going on between Hackett and the officials here. And now Nathaniel Hackett wants to use his timeouts. I mean, that was a hell of a try by McManus. You got to give him credit for it. It was on a really good line until it wasn't. So I think they're going to go for another knee down here. So only one timeout left here for Denver. No timeouts for the Seahawks. It'll be 15 seconds officially left here on the clock. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on the post-game show, I'll have Mundungus Creevy and Bronco Bill joining me to break down this game here. Geno Smith ultimately finishes with 23 of 28 for 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. No interceptions here. I guess there's going to be 13 seconds, 15, 13. What more does it really matter here? Boy, that not taking a timeout by Nathaniel Hackett was a terrible decision. And now I think Hackett's going to take his final timeout here. Oh, Broncos will use their final timeout. 8 seconds left. 9 seconds left, excuse me. Nine seconds left here. And they come now with a final knee down. Broncos coming to Seattle and struggle bad and hard and will lose the first game of this season. 17-16 the final. We'll take a quick little break and we'll come back here with a post-game show here on the MHRT network.
Certified Trump beaters. Charge a couple cool K for the features. It ain't about the money, then you probably can't reach us. Hey, and I put it on mamas. Do it for the soul, for the fam, and the commas. Don't act, be chill with the dramas. All you gotta do is be you and be honest. Eating off papaya with my main thing. Baby getting bread, I'm on the same thing. No rocks in it with a plain Jane. Put my on, they used to gangbang. tryna pay me like a new guy. But I'm buzzing in the apple like a fruit fly. I'll be somewhere in Seattle getting neck bone. And I'm really not the one that you should rest on.
And welcome back, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, here to the post-game show here, the Broncos and Seahawks. I'm joined by Dungus Creevy and Bronco Bill here to break down this game.
Oh, I lost contact. I can't hear you.
Yeah, so did I. I am I'm not sure what to do with that. Bill, Bill, you go ahead.
What to do with what? How the entire team played? Come on. Seriously? I mean, at the goal line, at the mother freaking goal line, and 2 fumbles. Come on. You got Russell Wilson with
Bill's about to have a heart attack. A shot.
I don't get it. I don't
Geno greater than
get
Russ.
it.
Stop. They won, but stop. No.
Who?
No, his shot. And he says Geno's greater than Russ. That's fine.
Really?
You have this week. Okay, so I a couple things. I will say
What happened?
that
I
defense-
scared Jeremy away.
Maybe. I will say that the defense definitely adjusted and it was a lot better in the second half.
Sure.
But
But the penalty, the critical penalties.
the penalties at the worst possible time. And I wanted to watch the penalties back and be like, oh, well, they're just being nitpicky. But no, they were pretty blatant penalties. Like the one on Chubb with roughing the passer.
Yep.
You know you can't do that.
I know.
I did enjoy the sack by Chubb. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was slick. Grabbed him by the shoulder. Bam.
So the wide receivers definitely got more involved in the second. I do like the connection that Judy and Wilson have, but Albert O and Russell Wilson are going to be a great pair.
Yes,
those two were on fire all night.
But that missed pass. The missed pass was critical. That was
missed
critical.
pass was critical. Here, Rich, you jump in.
Hey, Rich, what's happening, my friend?
Hey guys, how are you doing?
How you doing?
Well, not fantastic. What's up?
I need another beer.
I don't.
Oh,
okay, so I'm not gonna go off on anyone in particular. I did not agree. I did not agree with the waiting on the timeout to then kick. I thought, it's fourth. It was what, 4th and 5, 4th and 4.
Yep.
I don't see why you don't go for it and throw it to Judy over the middle. You've been having that connection all night. And I honestly, I've never been a fan of McManus kicking long field goals. It's not that I have an issue with McManus, but if it's anywhere over 55, just try for another couple yards, please, and then go for it. The waiting on the timeout thing, I didn't get. The decision to then kick it, I didn't get. I don't know. There were a lot of we saw the potential that the offense has. We saw the potential that the defense has, but it was all the penalties, the fumbles, the missed throws or miscues. It was all the little things that just kind of piled up.
Mike, again, I'm going to say it, and I want everybody on the show to say it. It's because no reps in real game action in the preseason. It reared its ugly head tonight. It really did. I'm sorry. So. That's my feeling.
Here, I'm gonna, for the rare occasion, actually agree with Bill here, and this is why.
Thanks, Rich.
You can thank me later because this is like one of very few. But with regards to that kind of stuff, you have to remember you're going against a Seattle team that is zoning in on the fact that they have a hatred, the fact that Russell Wilson left.
Sure.
So So this game, and you knew this game was coming. So this is all on the coaching staff. This is all on all of the folks that they had every opportunity to know what they were going to look like on a Monday Night Football to open the season. Is Seattle has openly come out and said, like, as a fan base, that they were very pissed off that Russell left.
Right.
And this is on our coaching staff for not making those changes and those adjustments to try to ensure that we did not get embarrassed on Monday Night Football. And the way you do that, and Bill, I tend to agree with you. This is where I lean towards. This was not the season to go all the way in on resting the starters 100% of the time.
That's my point. And it looked rusty in the first half. I mean, sure, it was close, but we couldn't. I mean, there were fumbles at the 1 yard line by both running backs, Gordon and Williams. Really?
Right. And actually, and Bill, where I'm going to disagree with you on some stuff here is I actually think we didn't hone in on the right personnel groupings as a result of sitting the starters in the preseason. So I'm going to agree with you part of the way, and I'm going to pull back and say no on the other side here, which really should surprise you not. Because, you've all seen our group chats, and I'm basically the most disagreeable person that you know. So
besides Glenn,
you're disagreeable, and Bill is emotional.
Yeah,
it all like the group chat.
And I'm literally a stone faced, like, I don't give a crap, just like leave me alone. I'm the young version of get off my lawn. And
the older version.
There's no older version. You're the OG.
It's tied between him and Glenn, really.
So when you look at so Bill, here's an example of what I saw in that game. Is Saubert is the best blocking tight end we have, in my opinion. I actually think he's better than Tomlinson. And if you need another example of that as to why I think I'm right, Saubert in that run and that pass catch that Jerry Jeudy had took two outside inside. He took an outside backer and a D end with him to the left as Jeudy caught that pass there. Yeah. And Tomlinson hasn't been able to do that for us. So in my opinion, you're using the wrong personnel groupings in order to do the plays that you're trying to accomplish. So when you're talking those big sets in the red zone where you want to run the ball and we weren't able to, you're talking those types of plays. I just think we had the wrong personnel groupings in order to accomplish those types of plays.
Great.
And I'm agreeing with you, by the way, because I think those get ironed out in preseason.
But you know where that falls on? That falls on the coaching staff.
Coaching, 100%.
Absolutely. So 100%. Where were they tonight? Where was that coverage and defense?
Okay. So again, I'm not going to single out any one person. I'll say this. I enjoyed seeing what the offense and defense could do this game compared to at any point in time over the last 3 years. You could see that there was creativity in the offense. You could see that they were able to adjust at halftime on defense. I think it's the things that we saw that were a problem are things that can be fixed going forward. I mean, again, we saw the penalties, the turnovers. I pointed out in the chat there were on one of those drives where we didn't end up getting a touchdown, Alberto was open twice in the end zone. And it's just like he was just missed. So is Jeudy. And I think a lot of that has to do with having a backup tackle. That's not it. I was all prepared to be happy and excited, and now I'm not. So I'm not. It's
well, yeah,
I guess we're used to it by now.
Happy?
Well,
but
there were some good things in the game that we saw.
There were.
But the final score.
Let me insert something here. Let me test this out. I think the reason for some of your frustration is the fact that we saw some of the same issues that we had last season in the red zone in this game.
Yeah. And
I think if you're a Broncos fan, you were expecting whether it be more creativity or better adjustments as the game went on. And I don't think we saw the adjustments that were required in order for us to get the punch-in touchdowns that we really should have seen in this game as the game went on. And I think that's what I'm not trying to put words in your mouth at all, but I'm saying that's at least where I came from here, is to say what we saw in the latter part of, say, 2019 with the Scangarello offense is we saw an incline in terms of as the offense went on, where we saw some interesting stuff that we all liked. We saw some wins that we hadn't seen in that season, obviously. And I think we were hoping to see a continuation and a bump up of that. And we didn't see that in the red zone. We just didn't.
No, you're right.
And that's where we fell short. And frankly, everything else doesn't matter. So unless you can throw long touchdowns and get touchdowns when we're in that 25 and out, then what you expect to then see is Nathaniel Hackett using his offensive prowess. And you expect to see a combination of Uten and Hackett, who have worked together before, and you expect to see better results in the red zone. And we did not see that. We did not see that today.
Let me ask Jeremy a question. Jeremy, when you were broadcasting tonight, what did you feel with how the game was progressing? Did you feel it was out of control, that we had a chance?
Well, yeah, yeah, you look at it, there's really no rhythm to what was really happening offensively. I mean, there was flash in the pans here and there, obviously, but something that I'll bring up that I don't think a lot of people are considering, that a lot of people will just probably dismiss as well, is that it seemed to be the environment really got to Russell Wilson. It really did. Like going back to Seattle, being in Seattle, that played a part. Is it the reason? No, not entirely. It was a multitude of reasons as to why the Denver Broncos lost this game tonight. But yeah, I mean, there just seemed to be, they just couldn't even get their footing really on offense, but specifically. I mean, defense found itself in the second half, but absolutely the offense had a tough time getting going. And it's so weird because everything that you heard coming out of training camp was the red zone offense is good. The red zone offense is good. The red zone offense is looking great. And then we get here tonight and it's completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. It was like probably one of the strangest games I've ever watched of Broncos football, where the expectations were so astronomically high coming into it. And then it just, I don't know, the wind got taken right out of the sails.
First drive.
Yeah, first drive, and especially with those back-to-back fumbles is just.
And I think you hit it right on the head when you said expectations are high. And again, we're Broncos country. This is what we do. But I think Hackett and the Broncos were going into the game under the assumption that like everybody knows that we have to win this game or that we're going to win this game. We're all sitting here going, oh, it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be like 34-7.
Yeah.
But we're looking at it as we're fans of the team. We know they're going to be good, but we have no idea what they're actually going to look like. Obviously, nor do we know what the Seahawks were going to look like, because I didn't think the Seahawks were going to look like that. Do I think they're going to continue to look like that through the season? Probably not. But
this was
in the same vein, I don't think the Seahawks are going to be the worst team in the league. But it's hard to judge everything off of the first week, because we know, just like everybody else knows, that things change over the next couple weeks. So do I think the Broncos are going to look like this throughout the season? No. I think they'll get it figured out probably around game 5. Do I think that they're going to fix some of the mistakes they made in this game? Yes. Was I expecting too much? Yes. I mean, think about it. Brand new quarterback, brand new head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, preseason starting wouldn't have meant anything. Bill, so stop.
Just saying.
And another thing I'll point out too,
preseason's nothing.
Another thing I'll point out too, I found it astonishingly weird that Russell Wilson was so gun shy to pass in the red zone.
Exactly.
That was a red flag for me. I was like,
point.
This is the same guy who, basically threw away a Super Bowl by
he listened to a stupid coach
by passing in the red zone. And you would think that when all the chips are on the table and it's on like that he wouldn't be scared to do that. And he was, I don't know, maybe if it was the play calling or him just checking down or just running the plays that were called, but he just seemed so gun shy. It was so weird. That was very
Jeremy,
uncharacteristic of Russell Wilson.
Actually, the weird thing is that I had a bit of deja vu today as it pertained to our first Super Bowl against Seattle. And what I saw from that is a rookie head coach who looked completely polar opposite to what we had in the early preseason games. And I'm going to preface that, and I'm actually curious to see all of your thoughts on this, is I saw a head coach who looked just brilliantly prepared in the preseason for each of our 3 preseason games. And I'm not going to lie, I was quite impressed with how Nathaniel Hackett had our team prepared in preseason, because it seemed like we came out and ready to play. However, this had kind of a dangerous and very eerie feeling of our Super Bowl 48 loss against Seattle, where we almost came unprepared for the noise in the stadium. And we had multiple penalties for delay of game. We had multiple plays where it seemed like we were shocked that
false
the
start.
stadium was loud, like what's going on here. And these are all reminiscent of our Super Bowl loss. And I expected our head coach and Russell Wilson and just general knowledge of the Seahawks, dismay, if you will, for the fact that Russell Wilson left. I expected more.
And part of me thinks that they were prepared for certain aspects of things, but they weren't prepared for the emotional aspect of starting your first game in the NFL. Like it seemed like they were ready, but they weren't. It's almost like they weren't prepared for the Seattle that we saw.
They
you know what I mean?
Prepared.
Like they knew like the game plan, they knew what needed to happen, but they weren't expecting what they got.
Okay, like I said in my show last Friday, I said I was most nervous and apprehensive as to how the Broncos were going to come out, especially with Russell Wilson, with the emotions. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not Russell Wilson, so I don't know. But
sorry, Ray, they booed him, Ray.
They booed him right off the top.
Right as soon as he came out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. So when Russell Wilson comes out and gets booed and treated that way, I thought, oh, okay, it's in his head. And in the first half, I kind of think it did. But I think he regrouped in the second half. What bothers me is the fact that this team, and I'm going to say it again, Mike, and I know you don't want me to, but it's pre-season, wasn't seasoned for these offensive guys in play calling. And it showed up tonight with false starts. And I'm sorry, but that's how I feel.
Well, I would take it a step further. I'd also say you had a bit of an issue with the defensive guys where it took them a full half to get into kind of their sea legs under them as well. We saw Bradley Chubb look like a rookie against a rookie.
Yeah, he got dominated that first half.
I mean, that was not good. I also think that we need to, Randy Gregory didn't really Gregory.
He played very undisciplined.
To be honest, I didn't even see his name called once today in terms of how well he played and what he did, and that's a huge disappointment for the contract that we signed him for. And then I also think that when you look at how Von Miller looked in the Buffalo game, that kind of just adds a little bit of fuel to that fire, if you're going to be honest, as a Denver Broncos fan.
Rich, let me ask you a quick question. Should we have kept Von Miller?
For the contract he got, I don't think it's worth it, because I think we should have done more. In my opinion, I think what our major issue is that we didn't fully address some of the offensive line issues in the offseason, and I put that on George Payton. D-Rock, thank you. I appreciate you've been with us all night.
Yeah, thank you, D-Rock, for the comments.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But we didn't really address the offensive line. And really, if you're going to be honest, like truly honest with what today's game really showed us, it was, again, I kind of keep harping back to that Super Bowl loss. Our offensive line got dominated by a superior defensive line in that game. And
Yeah.
in large part, it's like we didn't get in large part, it's like we didn't prepare ourselves to be in that position. And
Exactly like tonight.
and what we saw is Lloyd Cushenberry, who has been an inferior offensive center, look like one again.
Yeah.
We saw Graham Glasgow, who is better suited at offensive center, play left or right guard rather, and he's better suited at center.
In the preseason?
No, today.
Or in this game?
This game. He was at right guard.
When? It was Reisner and Miners.
Nope. Any play that got blown up was Glasgow getting pushed back into Wilson.
Ooh.
It all hedges on the loss of not having Billy Turner either. That really hurt.
Yeah. Well, but again, that's so. Here, let me pose this to all three of you guys here. Abrams was not a first round pick; he was a second round pick. I think he was a second round pick, if I'm not mistaken. So here's the question to you: is given where we're at edge and how we performed at edge, and like we weren't awful, but we weren't great. Browning didn't do a whole ton against this team either. So again, you have to start questioning whether or not that move makes a ton of sense. But looking at where we're at right tackle and looking at our offensive scheme differences, do you not think that Abrams would have potentially been a better second round pick for our team looking ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Because he had one, meh penalty at right tackle. But
who was the GM?
But
Bill was the GM at the time? Elway, right?
But Bill, now let's flip the coin on this as well.
Okay.
You talk about your preseason game.
No, Ray Turner was out tonight.
Well, Billy Turner was out tonight. He was slated to be our starting right tackle.
Right.
He has had a history of injury, yet we brought him in anyway. Fair enough. He's certainly better than what we had on the roster, although I didn't think Cam Fleming played that badly, if you're going to be honest.
Not if you're hurt.
I actually thought he played pretty well. And when you really look at how the offensive line played, Garrett Bowles was not playing particularly well, and he got away with a boatload of issues today. And we have to start
penalty.
We have to, no, I mean, he got called for 2 or 3 penalties.
Right.
But then he had a whole whack of other ones that weren't actually called.
Oh, I know.
And then, so then you have to
I don't like him.
But then you have to then look at it and say, okay, we paid him a bunch of money, right?
Why?
Why not look at what Calvin Anderson looks like in that position against a team when Garrett Bowles is getting called for penalties? Because we've seen Anderson fill in for him, and he's done very well. So, in my opinion, you as an offensive coaching staff, when you make changes like that, when you're brought in, that's the opportunity for you to see which lineman looks best in your system. And if you're not going to potentially do well, then you may as well see who fits best on the offensive line in that respect. And in my opinion, changing up guys would have made the most sense when you're losing.
Okay.
Yeah. See what and the Broncos probably learned a lesson here is they try to go cheap on Billy Turner, and going cheap on certain positions sometimes works, and a lot of times it bites you. And it bit the Broncos pretty bad tonight in a numerous amounts of ways, with Randy Gregory and Billy Turner being both out. It really kind of hurt them. And not only that, it's just I said it from the beginning. I said that offensive line is not polished. It's going to have issues. It had communication issues. It had holding issues. It had, a whole bunch of issues. By no means do I believe that this team, as currently constituted, is polished with the Denver Broncos. If we end up winning a Super Bowl, I don't think this is the roster that's going to do it.
Jeremy, let me ask you a question. Okay? We had first or second or third goal at the 1.
Yeah.
Why
twice.
are you running
2 times.
the freaking ball twice?
That's what I mentioned earlier with Russell Wilson. Like, why would he go to the run? Especially when he put it all on the line with the Super Bowl and lost it with a pass. Why are you reverting to that? I don't know if that was an instance of him just running the play that was called, or him just, I don't know what that was essentially. And it was weird. It was very strange to me. It was uncharacteristic of Russell Wilson to do that, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Can you blame him though? I mean, Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. But Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordons were averaging like 5-6 yards a carry. Why would you not give them the ball?
Bill,
but a lot of
Bill, hold on. Which tight ends were on the field?
That is a coaching mistake.
They got worked over the blocks twice on those, which led to both fumbles.
Right, and so
on that right side.
So Bill, this is my.
You guys are trying to take my emotion out of me, but I'm still gonna bring it. Anyway,
I am very good at that. I will extract it from you and then throw it to the side.
I get where you're coming from, but when you look over the entire game, like the running game had it going on. Like you could give the running back the ball and he'd get 5-6 yards. Does it suck that they fumbled? Absolutely. Do I think they should have thrown the ball more to Albert Okwuegbunam or Jerry Jeudy going across the middle? Absolutely. But just because they gave the running back the ball and he fumbled doesn't mean that it was a bad call. Like the running game had been running well all game. So why not stick with the run instead of putting your receivers or tight ends in danger running in the middle, right?
Let me ask all the other three on the panel this question. If you're gonna run the ball,
Ray, she's sick.
If you're gonna run the ball, I mean, you're right there. I mean, literally 6 inches away from them. Why not do a quarterback sneak? Why not just take your guy? What do you mean no? Come on,
because you got a 33-year-old quarterback that you just paid $240 million.
You don't want to do it when they're stacking the box like that. That's too much of a risk.
No. So Bill, the problem with that is that that's the time for a timeout. So, for example, you want to present one thing and then you want to maybe send out a different personnel group and see if they could try to match it quickly enough in order for you to get on the field. And that's a coaching problem. So you see Belichick, you see some of these other seasoned coaches do stuff like that. Nathaniel Hackett is a rookie head coach, but the problem with Hackett is that he's not mixing in personnel groups. So here, I'll throw something out at you. As an example, we saw Albert O on the field, and then we saw, rather than Albert O and say like an Eric Saubert, who is a slightly lesser than pass catcher, but still a good pass catcher, or an Andrew Beck and a Saubert on the field at the same time, who are both good blockers and can both pass catch. We saw a blocking tight end and then a receiving tight end. When you're in that situation, you need to have solid blockers on both sides. You need to have solid blockers across the line, including the offensive linemen. And we didn't see big sets come in. We didn't see other things come in like that in order to really help out those goal line situations. And I think that's a rookie head coach. That's a rookie head coach making mistakes. That's a rookie offensive coordinator making mistakes. And I'm going to agree with you again to your previous comment. I think you would iron those out in the preseason when you make those mistakes. And then you can then move on in the regular season.
I've been saying.
Well, the Broncos in general have struggled to find a blocking tight end for many years. It's
Did
been
you not see Saubert today?
Well, yeah, like a solid blocking tight end, though, like a guy who's in there. Like
he took
really
out a defensive end and an outside linebacker in a single play and threw them out the way. You're not going to get any better than a tight end. You're good.
Yeah.
Well, and
use them more.
Especially with having a quarterback like Russell Wilson, I don't know why you don't take advantage of play actions or bootlegs in the red zone. Like you saw them run play actions, bootlegs, and they worked pretty well. So and that's one of those coaching things.
Along with the pump fakes too.
But I don't understand why they're not utilizing more of the bootleg and play actions when you have a quarterback like Russell Wilson who can pull those off beautifully. So that was another thing that I didn't quite understand. But again, first time coaching staff, first game of the year. It's a Monday night to start off with. You're going back to, you got Russell Wilson starting in Seattle for the first time in 10 years playing against the team. So
do you want me to
again,
comment?
like I'm upset that we lost, but I think we could fix it. Yes, comment.
Okay.
I guess what my comment is that I didn't see. So here's kind of my rebuttal to that is
okay
Is
I
an
haven't said anything, but
offensive-minded
okay.
is an offensive-minded head coach like a, like a Hackett and an Outen, you or Uten, whatever you want to pronounce his name, like depending on where you're from. Sure,
Outen.
whatever. Sure, is you'd expect more adjustments. So, for example, you see 2 or 3 things not work, and then you'd expect to change it. So, I'm going to take your comments on the defense. We saw changes on the defense, and we saw improvements on the defense. Right? Like the game went on, and we started to kind of tighten that noose. That's a good thing. I'm not going to complain about that.
Kinda. Not really, but kinda. Okay.
No, we saw better pass rush come from the outside linebackers,
Sure.
and that helped. That helped
But
contain
no
the
sacks,
offense.
no hurries, no
That's not
knockdowns.
true. That's not true. We saw better sacks, and we saw more pressures, and we actually saw strip sacks come near the end of the game.
Okay, you're right. You're right. I apologize.
I mean, you have to call a duck if you're going to be critical. And,
No, you're right.
And I know I am. And so when you're going to make adjustments like that, you expect to see those adjustments to be made. We did not see those same adjustments on the offensive side of the ball. We saw the same thing.
I don't know what that
time and time again.
Fantastic music is in the background, but it's awesome.
Oh, mine. Sorry, we're
baby.
Look,
that's baby music.
I'll let listen. I'll let everybody a peek behind the curtain here. We're 3 days postpartum. 3 days postpartum on a C-section delivery. Okay, we gotta do what we can to keep the kids distracted here. I mean,
I was just throwing up Sesame Street the other day.
Yeah, I got
I got stuff to do. Watch some Elmo. We'll take care of it.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Like my wife is nowhere near 100% right now.
Give the kids to Uncle Rich. They're good.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'll say though, just to round this out real quick. I feel like tonight was a multitude of failures from multiple aspects. Like it all just dominoed. It seemed from the aspect of where Pete Carroll's experience comes in, where he knows he's going to ride that home crowd and get on the back of them. And some of the offensive schemes, especially when they would triangle stack 3 backs right around Geno Smith, they were confusing the hell out of the Broncos with that. They didn't know what way they were going on any play with that, and they took complete advantage of that and dismantled the Broncos defense with that run game. And not only that, you got a new head coach, like I said, and new system, new everything, not much practice or reps in the preseason. It all just collapsed in on itself, and it was a multitude of things, in my opinion, and from what I can see.
I think it goes back to, and this is kind of looking over the entire NFL over this weekend. I mean, you saw a lot of teams lose or get spanked that you weren't expecting, like the Packers. Yeah. Are we expecting the Packers to be like a bottom tier team? Because I'm not, but they just got mollywopped by the Vikings. And then you had the Niners who lost to the Bears, and we thought the Bears are going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and they still might be. We just don't know. And I think a lot of that has to do with, again, same thing we see every year, the very first week of football is kind of your gauge of where you're at. You can either get better or you can get worse. And I think the Broncos, we saw enough tonight to think that they can get better and that the things that went wrong we can fix. Whereas with previous years, you had like Pat Shurmur who didn't fix anything, and we knew it.
You want me to comment on that, Mike?
Yes, go. Go right ahead.
Okay, I'm going to comment. You said that you think after tonight we can fix it in what? Monday night. So you got 6 days to fix it? 4
I'm not saying it's going to be fixed by the next game. I'm saying, well, and that's what I said earlier.
So we could go 0-2.
I think it'll take, I don't know, maybe 4. I mean, think about it. What the year that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl, what the first 7 weeks
season.
Bell. When the Bucs won the Super Bowl, the first 7 games, they were okay. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of clicked and they went and they won the Super Bowl. So your preseason makes no point, right? Doesn't matter right now because you're commenting on a team that won the Super Bowl.
Oh,
so what I'm saying
how long
is,
ago?
But
they had Tom Brady. Come on.
Yeah, and we have Russell Wilson, but Bill,
Russell
what
freaking
Mike's
Wilson.
point- but Bill, what Mike's point is here is what will define the Broncos season after what I saw in this game is how quick the coaches are willing to make large scale decisions. So, for example,
So why didn't they do it tonight?
well, this is their first game, and so now the question is in live action
Against the Sea freaking Hawks.
Okay,
Do
but
you not understand? No, but
we keep
do you
going
not
back to the
understand-
same point. Like Football Fan 28 said the same thing. Like the Rams have not played their starters in 6 years. Neither have the Packers. 2 MVPs in the Super Bowl.
And they
So
both
what does
lost.
starting in the preseason have anything to do with anything? 2 MVPs and a Super Bowl with players that do not start in the preseason.
No, but Mike, in all fairness, though, there are teams that have tried the same model and they haven't adjusted, and they've looked
Right,
like the
and
dog's
that's-
breakfast
Like
that
and
the
goes
that's why I
through
think-
the season,
on
right? So-
Thursday.
And that's why I think that we have, with what we saw tonight, yes, it was not perfect,
No,
but
it's
there are
ugly.
things that are fixable. This is like, we're not looking at oh, that was a terrible play call. We're not looking at well, why isn't he running him past 10 yards? Like the play calling was good. We know that the offense can be good. They just have to fix some of the problems that they had. Every team's got that.
But
And I think
agree.
the Broncos are going to be able to do that.
Line.
So Bill, hold on. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
If you saw some of the same play calling with different personnel at different positions, would you not agree with me that you would have likely seen different results?
Oh, absolutely. But
Okay.
but
So-
but
no,
the
no,
personnel was
whoa, whoa,
wrong,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
and
whoa,
that's
whoa, whoa, whoa.
coaching.
Well, hold on. So yeah. Okay. So
I know. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
So let's lower the temperature a little bit and let's look over what Mike was saying, right? So if what you're saying is if we have the personnel on the team, if they were rearranged and used differently in different ways, and we would have likely seen different results as a result of the changes there,
Sure.
then I think it's fair to say that Mike's comments are also fair.
Okay, I will agree with that. What I don't agree with is why didn't those guys? Why didn't the coaching staff see that? I mean, again, it goes back to preseason. They could have seen this.
But again,
in freaking
like,
preseason.
It's more than just the preseason, Bill.
But again, you have to remember, let's say that the starters had played every single game in the preseason, every snap, every play. You're still rookie head coach, rookie coaching staff on their first game that actually matters. It's a different feeling between the first game of the season and the preseason. So it doesn't matter what would have happened in the preseason. They still would have had to fix something that went wrong in the regular season. What I'm saying is, even if we had, so let's say it takes the Broncos 5 games to get everything figured out and running the way it was. Let's say
It might take even 7 or 8.
No.
Let's say they
what
started.
What are we going to end up?
first-
7 and 10?
No, let's say that they started those first 3 preseason games, right? You're still going to take 2 to 5 more weeks to figure it out. It's just going to take.
It's all
time.
brand new. It's all brand new. All of it.
Well, the only thing I'm going to disagree with you guys on is that I think that if we had started a couple of our starters, or at least most of our starters, for at least a few series,
Giants
Thanks.
Super Bowl
Thanks,
guaranteed.
Richie,
They played
for
starters in the
standing up
preseason.
for me.
I agree. We should have done that.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot. I'm realistic. I
That's
actually
what I'm
think
saying.
that I think that we would have seen some of the chemistry issues that we saw in today's game. See what it's like against better players. So here, let me put it to you this way. When you look at what we did against the Buffalo Bills, we looked god awful. Like, and I
Absolutely.
mean,
They
and
started
I
their
think
starters.
that's me being generous, right? Like we looked atrocious. I think we could have used that game as an assessment game where we were going against a legitimate team that had legitimate depth to see where we were at, what we needed to do, and what was missing. And I think that's a fair assessment. And frankly, I'm happy that this is recorded. So,
And we didn't do that. We did not do that at all, and that's what frustrates me.
And
we had a chance to win
I'm even
this
willing
game tonight.
I'm even willing to concede that we should probably still have starters play in the preseason, but Russell Wilson should not touch that field in the preseason ever.
Oh, come on. You're wrong. You are absolutely. I'm sorry, Mike. I am going to jump in.
249 million says I'm not.
2 series.
I'm okay. What I'm saying is exactly right, Richard. Exactly right. He needs to play and get in sync with his receivers. He was doing drop passes out to his running back to the Titans, which is good. And then he did get down to Jerry Jeudy later in the game. But the bottom line is, where was the chemistry in between? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
Said, yeah,
Mike, they're not going to get hurt in the first series.
But the chemistry wasn't that bad. The chemistry wasn't the problem.
Then what happened tonight?
The penalties was the problem.
No,
fumbles was the
not
problem.
Early on. Not early
like
on.
13 penalties for 125
13
yards.
penalties throughout the whole game.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wilson's first pass was incomplete.
Okay, so here's where I'm going to throw this back at the other two that are we'll call it risk averse with the preseason, and that's me being kind.
Richard, you're trying to calm me down. It's not going to work.
Well, look, I literally. You may not like what I say, but I literally say it in a tone that's like here, right? That's the problem.
I know, and I say a tone that's like.
So here's the question for you. So Jeremy, we saw Garrett Bowles have two false start penalties and then an additional 2 penalties where he ended up costing us yards as well. Now, do you not think that something like that, where if Garrett Bowles had played at least a handful of series in the preseason, that some of the initial rust could have maybe been knocked off, and we might not have seen that in this first game of the season? Because I'm not going to lie, when that's your first time on the field in live game action with legitimate crowd noise, because first series in preseason, the crowd is still pretty decent. I think that really makes a bit of a difference, in my opinion, and I think that especially the Buffalo. I'm picking Buffalo here just because they're. I mean, let's be real. They're a legit team. They're top 3 in the AFC, and I don't care who you are. Like they're that good.
Well, specifically pertaining to Garrett Bowles,
I do my best, Ray. I do my best.
You thought a guy we thought that Garrett Bowles was done regressing. We really did, especially with the season that he had last year. And the new contract and how he kind of just seemingly turned it all around. But yeah, I mean, ultimately the crowd noise does make a difference because it doesn't matter what environment you're playing in the preseason. It's night and day when it goes from preseason to season, especially in a place like Seattle, that has been known to set the world record for noise level as well in the way the stadium is structured. And unless you can't simulate that aspect of the game, you just can't. And
it was 99 decibel rating.
Yeah. It's loud.
We saw multiple readings with the reader that was on so that
it was hitting anywhere from 96 to 99 consistently.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion
let me ask Bill a question.
Okay, here we go.
Let's say that Russell Wilson plays in the preseason, right? I'm nice and calm. Let's say that Russell Wilson plays in the preseason, right? Tears his ACL. Was it worth it?
Let me ask you a question.
No, you got to answer my question. If he goes in the preseason and tears his ACL and is out for the year, was it worth it?
How does he do it?
No, it's not worth it. But
how does he do it?
And why?
Hang on.
Does
a
it
second.
matter?
Hang on, guys. Let me rebut.
That's why you put him in against the twos.
Exactly, Jeremy. That's exactly what I was going to say. Put him in.
What does that mean?
The twos.
Browning and Cooper are twos.
Doesn't matter. Put the starters in on the freaking twos.
Okay,
That's
Bill.
Bill,
stop it.
But you're not understanding my point. What I'm trying to say is, if there's even a chance that you're going to be like, we never should have put him in because he got injured in the preseason, then why would you put him in the preseason?
It's not gonna. Well, how
I mean,
many
on the other hand,
times-
you could say look at Dak Prescott too.
Okay, so
I mean,
here,
right?
here, I'm gonna take a road that Bill is clearly unwilling to go down. And my lord, if you're gonna do it, Bill, at least do it all the way. So stop it.
Rich. I hope you don't.
No, no.
I hope you
Opening the
don't diss
Matrix
that
right
right
now.
No, you can simmer down now because I've heard enough of that nonsense. Okay, if you're gonna have your starters play in the preseason, then you have them play in the preseason and they go against the ones. You don't have this half-ass bit where you're gonna have them play against the 2s and the 3s and say, well, at least you played in the preseason. Stop the crap. Stop the nonsense. If you're gonna have them play, you have them play. So my comment back to Mike is, how does Russell Wilson tear his ACL? So if you're saying that he tears his ACL in a fluke, that's a risk that I think is worth taking to knock off the rust for the remainder of the
I
season.
mean, Tim Patrick did.
Right?
Can I respond to Richie Rich real quick?
Go
What are you
ahead.
responding to?
Rich, you're 100% accurate. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to offend you.
You got
Didn't
an
mean to
apology.
be out of line.
walked
You
it back
got an
completely.
apology.
No. He walked it back completely.
But I'm just saying. If it
On that
offended you,
note,
I'm
we're going to
sorry.
end the show. No, I can. So, and this is my personal opinion. I speak for no one. I'm just saying, if there's even a chance that the guy you just paid $249 million to, who's going to be here for 7 years, is going to like tear an ACL or dislocate a shoulder, elbow, or shoulder, or knee, or tear a pec. Like, I understand the same thing could happen in the season, but it's not worth it in the preseason because the preseason means nothing. The preseason is for people that are trying to make the team.
It's really for teams just to make more money off of ticket sales. Really,
Mike.
And so for me, it's just not
reality. In reality, you know, Russell could do that having a wild night with Sierra. Like, that's the problem.
Whoa.
And
or he could be like Jake Plummer and have his dog trip him down the stairs.
I mean, you just have to be
Rich,
realistic.
you really went down that road. That's cool.
I really
Right.
did.
Well, and then remember back a couple weeks when we did the interview with Derek Wolf, right? Derek Wolf was like, I wish they had never played me in the preseason. I wish I had never played a snap.
Mm-hmm.
So it's less about what we think and more about what they think. Do players want to play? If they want to play, then play them. But if it's me, I'm like, you're making $249 million. I'm not touching you in the preseason. You go practice, and that's it.
All right, guys, let me ask you a question.
If you're going to take that route, then I think it's then a fair comment to say, okay, take that route and don't play in preseason. But then when you don't throw in the red zone, and when you check down to a run, and when you don't do the things that you're supposed to do as a franchise quarterback, then, dude, you better be willing to take all that heat. Okay?
So you need to have the mentality of Jake Plummer is what you need to do.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with that.
I miss that mentality, man. Jake was a hard-nosed man. He was not scared of anything.
Yeah.
I miss that guy.
Let me ask you. Let me ask all three of you on the way out.
Nope.
Okay, next week at home, first Broncos game at home against the Texans. Texans look good in week 1. Who
Mills
wins
is looking
and
like
what's
a
the
good
score?
quarterback, man.
It's
Who
pretty easy.
wins
Like,
and what's the score?
the reason that
they
the
tied the
Broncos
Colts.
lost today was because Boggins went to the game. He's bad luck. That's why the Broncos lost. Glenn and I are going to the Houston game. We're good luck, so they're going to win.
Okay, what's the score?
Let's say 24-21 Broncos.
Okay, Jeremy.
I'm not giving any scores after this game. I had.
Come on, man. You come on. You got to man up, dude. You got to man up.
It's hard because the Texans did end up tying the Colts, with Matt Ryan.
Wow.
As bad of a game as that was, and
Eh.
I mean, it's just like Rich said. Mays is kind of better of a quarterback than we thought.
Well, what are you saying?
What am I saying? I'm saying pretty clearly that I think that unless
I said no. Jeremy's prediction.
It's going to be close. I know that. It's gonna be a lot closer than people think. But I don't know. Maybe a 20, maybe a 23-20 win. Maybe. I'll say 23-20.
Denver, right?
Yep, Denver.
Okay, Rich.
My opinion is it all depends on our coaching staff.
Yeah,
Stop it. Stop it.
That's one thing I said though.
It depends on our coaching staff because
Nathaniel Hackett was all happy, joy when he came in here. Now they got punched in the mouth. Yep. How does he react to that?
Yep.
So Hackett made a decision to not play our starters in preseason. Hackett made a
My
decision.
point.
Good decision.
Hackett made a decision, and Peyton made a decision to not address the right tackle position, not move Glasgow to center, not move Cushenberry out of the offensive center position. So my question is, after I saw what I saw in today's game, what type of drastic moves are our GM and our head coach willing to make to our roster and to our team to properly address the deficiencies that we saw in today's game? And frankly, once you saw what the Texans were willing to do and are capable of doing, which I actually don't think most of us saw, because the Texans, I mean, they took it to the Colts.
Yep.
And if all three of you, other than me, were willing to say that the Texans were capable of that, I think you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought they'd be terrible.
I never saw that coming. Never
right.
saw
I think Davis Mills is definitely underrated, but I didn't think the Texans would do that.
No. Right. So if you're looking at that as an end result of a game, and you're looking at what the Texans were able to do to the Colts, and you're able to look at how close that game was, then my gosh, I think you need to give your head a shake, and I think you need to actually assess the games properly. And do you truly think that what we saw from today's game with who played and when, do you think Hackett and coaching staff are willing to make a truly honest assessment? Or do you think that they're going to be taking into effect what the contracts are? So like, that's really what I hear from Jeremy and Mundungus in terms of what you guys are saying here, in terms of saying, you know, you don't play Russ because he got this big contract. Well, my comment is, well, A, in the preseason, he didn't have that contract. And then B, you know, you want to see if he can fit that offensive scheme, if he can do those things, if he can elevate some of those wide receivers. You want to see if he can make some adjustments in preseason. You want to see if he can do the sorts of things that you brought him in for, and then you pay him the Brinks truck of cash. And on the flip side of this, you need to look at what the Texans did. The Texans took a team that is traditionally a very solid run team with Jonathan Taylor, who, I mean, even with not doing particularly well, the Colts, I mean, Taylor had a game. and so then you have to start questioning yourself, is that if the Texans are able to hold Taylor, who was going to potentially go off to that type of a game, and still come out with the game that they had, what are they going to do to us? And so, so if we can make the needed adjustments and the hard decisions, and by hard decisions, I'm going to be very blunt. That means Cushenberry has to be finding the bench. That means Glasgow has to be at offensive center. That means we have to play Miners at right guard. And then we have to then bully the other team to embarrass them and put them in a position where a running game dominates when we're playing in Mile High, because the thin air puts the other team at a disadvantage. And when they have to try and stop the run, it gasses them. And we've had the benefit of practicing in that thin air. And that's why I think that that's an advantage for us. So in my opinion, I think we need to make tough decisions. If we can't make tough decisions, it's going to be tough.
You know, I don't know. I just don't like.
I didn't hear a prediction or a score there, Rich.
I actually think it's going to be a difference of 3 points. And I want to see what the injury report coming out of the Texans is before I make an actual decision. And I'm willing to go either or. But if you're going to press me for a score, I think the Broncos are going to lose by 3.
So you say Denver loses to Houston at home in Denver?
What I saw today, yes.
Why?
What I saw today.
Why? Based on the fumbles at the goal line, or
coming from the guy who's freaking out about everything? Why do you think, Bill?
What did you see today from adjustments perspective when we
Not
were getting
much.
stopped at the goal line
Not
from
much.
our offensive coaching staff that would
Right.
make you think that they were willing to make the hard-nosed adjustments that were required to punch a ball in on the goal line? The short answer is nothing. So until the coaching staff that are rookies in their positions respectively, head coach and offensive coordinator respectively, and they can prove me wrong, which, let's be honest, I am happy to be proven wrong in this circumstance because it means my team is going to do better, then they need to prove it to me. And that's where I stand on it. Whether you like it or not, I don't really care.
Do you feel? No, it's not. No, it's
That's
not
the bottom
how
line.
So
Because
eat
Stone Cold
it.
said so.
How I feel.
That's right. So
do-
with that,
do you-
Bill, we're cutting it up. With that point, we're gonna end the post-game show. The Broncos fall to Seahawks 17-16. They go home next week, which I will be there, so they're gonna win against the Houston Texans. So make sure that you are tuning in, liking, subscribing for the play-by-play on the neighborhood with Jeremy Case every single game day. Goodbye, everybody. We will see you later.
Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up.